Good. Hmm. I need to see. It's very. I need to. Unfortunately, it looks like chat's disabled, so I gotta get that. I gotta get that handled. Shit, dude. Fucking. That ain't good. Get that. Right. Uh. Okay. Pop out chat. Boom. Boom. And go to the chat here. Properties. Yo, what's up? And woo, let's go. Got the chat finally going. It'll take a while for it to reach like the bottom and start flowing again and like normal, but hey, whatever, it's fine. All right. So, um, I think I want to share this with y'all. Give me a second. I need to try to not dox myself while I'm trying to show this. But there's a reason why I'm streaming right now when I did not plan on streaming. This is this is like actually like so I've been noticing in the comments in the latest video that some people who are getting shown this video, my latest meme video, haven't even watched Mushoku Tensei yet. And well shit, my headphones ran out of power. But anyway, as I was saying, they haven't watched Mushoku Tensei yet. And I was like, and they said they got this in their YouTube recommended, so I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I go onto my fucking analytics and I see that I'm getting a lot. YouTube's helping me out a little bit these past few hours. It doesn't say in the fucking actual video yet, but it's fucking weird. YouTube just decides to go fucking ham sometimes. I don't fucking know. So what's the best screen to show this? Uh, yeah, that'll work. So let's do this. No, that won't work. Let's just do this. Yeah, that'll work. The latest video. As you can see, it was getting around 30 views. This is really good for my channel typically. But then 1,300 views in 1 hour. And then 2,000 views an hour hasn't even been over yet. And yeah, so yeah, this is a bit new for me. So yeah, that's why I'm starting the live stream. I thought this would be a special occasion. We get to celebrate this together. We have more subscribers, more people to join this stream, and hopefully more people to watch the light novel. So yeah, that's fantastic. I need to adjust this camera because it's too far angled down. It's angled down way too much. I think I angled it up too much too. So yeah, that's fucking insane. Yeah. So if you haven't yet, subscribe. No, seriously, I'm not greedy, but holy shit. Some of these comments are fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh. The one I'm talking about, the main comment that I noticed this was from Crackaby. I didn't even know Mushoku Tensei was a word. What the heck am I getting? Why the heck am I getting stuff like this recommended? There is a desperate lack of Mushoku Tensei meme videos, so thank you, kind sir. There's a few memes. It's a lot of fan art. It's being carried by a lot of fan art, which I'm not complaining too much. The fan art's pretty damn good. Oh my gosh. It's this guy says, "Bro, this deserves more credit." No. I think it's getting too much credit right now. This fucking YouTube is too kind right now. Uh, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. This is just fucking insane. I mean, going through like holy shit, just going through all of these. So here's the thing. I would do a drinking stream right now, especially since I just turned 21. That's legal age in America, in case you're not from America. Legal age for drinking. But I would drink right now. But the past few times I have drunk, I have drinking a little bit. I get extremely sick the next day. Sore throat, stuffy nose, all that shit. So I think I have like some allergy or some shit for like IPAs. I don't know what the fuck, but it's yikes. And all I have right now is beer. So I can't do a drunk stream, but we're just gonna have to deal with this. This is a very impromptu stream. I had to get something going. Let me just I need to get some like ambiance music. What do you guys like? What do you guys like? Persona 5 extended music, perhaps? Uh, Life goes on. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. That's good. But yeah. Oh man. And it just keeps getting fucking bigger. Fucking hell. Oh my gosh, can you not? It's so fucking. But we're here to read. We're here to read. We're here to read. Oh, what does it say on the actual video right now? I don't think it's updated yet. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hear the. There's gonna be some overlap. Oh, no. It just says like 1100 right now. I haven't actually seen the meme yet. It says 1096 for me. But you see the subscriber count going up. And you see 107 comments. That is absurd for a fucking video with 1,000 views. That is absurd. Same with 405 likes. I don't think that's real. I don't think that view count is real. I think the fucking the huge ass 4.5k. I think that's the real fucking thing. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna fucking. All right, here's the debate. Here's the debate. It's a meme video. It's not supposed to be 100% accurate. In fact, it's supposed to be over exaggerated. What is going on? A lot of views. Anyway, not all Eris fans are anime only. In fact, I 100% agree with you. I think like there's a lot more light novel readers are Eris fans than Sylphie fans or even Roxy fans. I'm pretty sure Eris is a favorite among light novel fans. But the thing is, like, if you introduce a best girl poll and anyone is able to vote in it, not just light novel fans, but anime fans too. Even if it's a small amount of anime fans, the amount of anime fans that there are it will definitely have some sway towards the pull. So having anime onlys be helping you out in the Eris pull, you have to admit it helps you out a slight bit, but even then, it's just over exaggerated. It's not supposed to be taken too seriously. It's just a meme. It's just a meme. But you gotta admit, Eris fans, anime onlys do help you out in those pulls. Just saying. Every single time I put on the fucking music, just my face lights up red. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I feel like Roxy and Sylphie dominates with people who read the novels. I feel like people who've read Volume 15, I think Eris gets really popular after Volume 15. So take with that what you will. Maybe Eris wasn't in a large part. Maybe since Eris wasn't in a large part. I don't know. Yeah. It's been 2 minutes into this next hour and it already has 50 views. What the fuck? 50 views in the last hour. Let me do something to the... I'm gonna change the end screen to make people go to the live stream. Give me a second, because there's a lot of people watching the latest. Choose specific video. We'll do this one. What's up, dude? I'm gonna change it so that it recommends people in the latest video to join in on the live stream. Hopefully that doesn't hurt the algorithm. Holy shit, if that hurts the algorithm, oh fuck. But I don't think that will. If so, great experiment. Changing the video that pops up at the end of the end screen will affect the YouTube algorithm. If that actually did something, that'd be fucking surprising, but whatever. Okay, again, in case all of y'all haven't seen this shit, yeah, that's why I'm streaming right now. I'm trying to see if people will join the streams. Anyway, like, this is a bit of a test. I had to rush this a lot. I fucking hell. Just holy shit. Anyway. Bro, what the fuck? Yeah. So, oh yeah, I forgot to share some shit. So, the latest game I've been playing, 13 Sentinels, is fucking goated. It's a fucking goated game. I've been playing that shit a lot. The story gets good. People say that the gameplay, it's a visual novel, basically. It's a visual novel. And you go through the entire game, and when you go through the entire game, you can choose between two different gameplay styles. Either the whole like big ass like story scenes, basically just a bunch of cutscenes, or you can do the top-down strategy game-ish. People say the story's really good and the gameplay's whatever. But I actually think the gameplay's really fucking good. I really think it's criminally underrated. But yeah. I think that shit's fucking funny. Yo, what's poppin'? You can really tell when I have the fucking Persona music on because of the red glare over here. The red light. Yeah. But yeah, that's not what I'm trying to click on. I just got a notification. I asked if a person was okay, and they said yes, insanity, yes. Something telling me it's not okay. Yeah. Yeah, that shit's fucking crazy. Anyway. I just finished watching Spy Family's latest episode. Bro, that shit fucking bops. That shit's... I honestly find that show to be a lot funnier than Kaguya-sama. But I haven't seen all of Kazuya's... fuck. I haven't seen Love is War entirely. So might be funnier, but I still think Spy Family's fucking a goated show. Drunk Yor in this latest episode was fucking amazing to watch. Holy shit. She fucking downed a wine glass like instantly. She's like bottle in one hand, wine glass in another, just fucking done. Fill that glass up again, sip. Fucking hell. Holy fuck, dude. Excuse me for the allergies. Spring season does a number on me. I would have gotten this video out a while ago if it weren't for allergies and getting sick from alcohol. But since apparently I have some intolerance to alcohol, being like getting sick for a few days after I drink just 20 ounces of beer, which is fucking ridiculous, by the way. Yeah, apparently it gives me a sore throat and a stuffy nose, which I can't handle to save my life. Already on top of the allergies I get every single year. Mommy Yor, exactly. I didn't think that Anya would be outshined in any episode, but Yor definitely took the cake in that last one. Yeah. I haven't been watching any other shows in this season. I tried watching Shield Hero, that didn't work out. I tried watching Not Just a Cutie, I forgot who that was. What the fuck was that name? I forgot. But anyway, I forgot how that Kaguya and Spy Family's peak comedy, not peak anime. In my opinion, comedy anime can only get that so good. It can only reach a certain level. It's like, I still think Konosuba's funnier than all of those, Spy Family and Kaguya-sama, but once you get, but there's only such a high level you can go, because I am way more intrigued with like drama centric, even romance shows, but like drama centric, action centric, big scale shows. Like, I think it's obvious which one I'm pointing to, but Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's one. What else? ReZero's kind of high scale, but Vinland Saga's fucking goated. I love that show. Askeladd's fucking cracked. I've read some of the manga, but it was like, it didn't catch me. It didn't grab my attention too much. I finished the farm arc, but I didn't think it was as good as the prologue. Like, I feel like it was really intriguing, but it wasn't as good. Askeladd goat, yeah. I don't think it was as good. Now, it's still a great show, but I've read the first few arcs of Berserk, and I could say for certain that the Berserk manga is better than Vinland Saga without a doubt, no question. The art's better, the story's better, the characters are better, just everything in there's better. Now the anime, yikes, but yeah. I don't think we'll see a good Berserk anime in a while. Yeah. We will never see Berserk's ending. Yeah, but I still have chapters to go. Yeah, I still have a few chapters to go. Like, a few meaning, I just finished Golden Age arc, and yeah, I have a lot left to go. Kind of just read a few chapters after the Golden Age arc, and I was like, you know what? I'm chilling. Let's just see what happens with other shows. And then I got caught up in Attack on Titan anime, and then school, and then this YouTube channel, and yeah, I haven't been able to read Berserk since. So yeah, it's been fun. I still have a ton of chapters to go. Meanwhile, all you fucks who got caught up, ha ha ha, you ain't savoring that shit enough, even though the chapters only come out once every, like, full moon or some shit. So haha, bitch, I gotcha. I win the battle. I still have Berserk chapters to read. Fuck you. Haha. Fuck. Doesn't seem like that's working, but anyway. Let me go back. Okay, I don't think the yikes. So yeah, we'll get started on the reading soon. I don't know why, but when I leave the end screen for the latest meme, the recommended video for that, for some reason it just points them to the fucking what is it? Chad Zanaba video. The Chad Zanaba live stream, which I ain't complaining. It's a pretty decent live stream. It was the first time I made this new setup. So yeah. Yeah, the video is still going strong, as you can see, but it's losing some steam, but I ain't complaining, bro. 400 views in an hour and 15 minutes is fucking ridiculous, let alone like an entire day. Leave that shit to an entire day and I'm satisfied, but holy shit, that's fucking goated. But yeah, anyway, enough fucking looking at analytics, something I'm addicted to. Let's get on with the reading. All right. So now, folks, jeez, I'm getting really distracted by these fucking comments. Lamau got me laughing the whole video by 7343 guy. Notifications are going to be a bitch tonight. Anyway. Let's, actually, next page, I think, would be a better start. So, yeah. So this is an intermission chapter, which I'm not looking forward to. I heard that the next arc is really good. But, we have to go through some slice of life stuff. And knowing this author, he tends to get creepy during the slice of life chapters, and I'm not looking forward to that. Especially if someone gets pregnant, cause holy shit, if someone gets pregnant, Rudius is gonna be on them like fucking glue. And it's fucking weird. So yeah. I mean, it'd be great to see Rudius have another kid, but you know, it's fucking weird to see the author decide to get all etchy and shit with people like Roxy. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's read this.
Chapter 213, Future Plans and Cliff's Troubles. Winter gradually
Okay,
ended,
good. We're
and
talking
spring
about
arrived.
Cliff this chapter.
Part 1. Collecting comrades. I discussed that with Orsted and we came up with 3 courses of action. The first is to construct an organization for intelligence and random duties that's focused on intelligence gathering. For that, we'll use the Rudo mercenary company that Aisha and the others created. Have it collaborate in every way with Orsted behind the scenes, then expand the organization globally. Link them all and gather each country's information in the main office. Even if you don't go to the main office, if you go to the branch office you'll be able to find out in detail what's happened around there. Rather than supporting Orsted, that's more of a system that supports my actions directly. The second is people with political power. Or perhaps, people who seem like they'll have political power later on. And winning them over as comrades. Orsted said that Laplace will start a war when he's revived. Thinking about it properly, he ought to wage war on each of the human nations. At that time, how well each country is able to respond should depend on whether or not they know that will happen. Thus, we'll make sure that influential people are informed in advance that there will be a war, arouse their caution, lend them our meager support, and gradually set things up for 80 years in the future. When waging war against Laplace, whether the Rudo mercenary company can take action effectively should depend on whether or not each country is cooperating. The third is a group of warriors who will be focused on battle. Tentatively speaking, they'll be focused around Orsted. We'll gather comrades who will fight Laplace in place of Orsted. We'll have them fight Laplace in place of Orsted. If the curse is lifted and they work together with Orsted, it would be nice to have them accompany him in the decisive battle against Hitagama too. Who'd be good? Is something that was decided after consulting with Orsted. People who already had the fate of fighting Laplace, and who won't easily become Hitagama's disciples. That was the conclusion. People like the Ogre God and the Dwarf God, who don't have a relation to Laplace in the present era but will confront him later. 1. The Water God style and the Sword God style don't have a relation to him in this era either, but their disciples will confront him. Also, we plan to contact North God Caramon III and Death God Randolph who are long-lived. There's also people who have personal grudges against Laplace. Richard is one of them. For people whose whereabouts are unknown, the Rudo mercenary company searches for them, then I go there directly and use kowtow diplomacy.
Richard is going to lead the battle.
There's a possibility I might need to help them out and then pressure them into returning the favor.
Against
For now, the plan is to contact every single strong-seeming person. Now then, even when we gather those people, there's an existence which serves as a bottleneck.
Nice.
Hitagama. Knowing him, he'll probably use his disciples to interfere. Hitagama's disciples are basically impossible to identify in advance. According to Orsted, it seems there are people with a low or high possibility. But in this loop, it seems like people with a low likelihood have become disciples, and it's difficult to distinguish them. With all the actions I'll be taking, people outside of Orsted's expectations will end up becoming disciples. As for a countermeasure against that, honestly, I couldn't come up with one. So I'll just stop thinking about it. In the first place, I don't know what kind of standard Hitagama uses to decide on disciples. Orsted said, he has a tendency to choose
very unlikely.
However, in recent times, people with weak fates have also become disciples.
It's still funny to
begin with,
about.
I don't really understand what determines the strength of a person's fate. It seems like a rule that only Orsted and Hitagama know. Even if I consult with Orsted about each and every rule, I get the feeling that I'll just gather unnecessary anxiety and that just thinking about it is pointless. For beginners to a game, there's a way of conducting yourself suited to beginners. For now, I'll establish the motto don't believe in revelations from dreams among the guys who become our comrades. But even so, disciples will appear. When someone seems suspicious, check if they're a disciple, and in each case, kill them. It's a tough job, but I'll do it to the best of my ability. Aside from me having it tough, there's no problem with just continually increasing our numbers from now on. After all, Hitagami only has 3 disciples. When it comes to increasing our numbers, the more we do the more we'll be at an advantage. For example, if we have only 5 people, and one of them becomes a disciple and betrays us, our military strength goes down 20%. The enemy's strength also increases, and the battle becomes risky. But if we have 10 people, or 20, or 100, or 1,000, we won't become unsteady if just 1 or 2 people betray us. If 1,000 people manipulated by a leader became enemies, that would be bad. But I'm basically the leader, so it's fine. I'm a little worried about what happens after I die, but there are many people more excellent and capable than I am. Someone capable of entrusting things to should appear. Even now, there's Roxy and such. Also, aside from gathering comrades, there are many things I need to do or obtain. The first is securing a method of contacting Orsted. In the previous incident's fight, Pax was allowed to die because of a lack of communication. Of course, there were many causes besides a lack of communication. But if I'd had a secret method of contacting Orsted, I should have been able to avoid it. I'm not thinking about completely relying on Orsted. But from now on, I'll be taking action separately from him even more often than now. For that reason, a method of contacting him is indispensable. When the situation is important, there ought to be more cases where it would be better to act after consulting with someone rather than acting based on my own judgment. If you know about the other person's dilemma, you can also rapidly take action. Although I can't imagine a scene in which I save Orsted. In any case, as I thought, a cell phone is essential. Even if it's not a phone, it would be fine if it can send information one way. With all this in mind, I tried consulting with Orsted about it. While explaining about the existence of something that can make phone calls, I asked if a similar thing existed or could be constructed. So it's a magic item that can send voices or writing. Even just writing would be good, but basically I was just thinking it might be good to be able to exchange information even when we're far away, or have a discussion when we're having trouble deciding something. It can't be done, right? I figured it would be impossible. Society isn't that convenient. There are similar magic items among those of the dragon race. If those are reproduced, it would probably be possible. That's what I'd been thinking, but Orsted's answer was unexpectedly optimistic. Oh, so there are things like that. Yeah, you should have seen them too. Seriously. Where was there something like that? If so, I should have thought that's convenient, I want one too. The 7 Great World Power Stone Monuments, and the Adventurer Guild cards. Oh. I see. Now that he mentions it, that's true. The Adventurer Guild cards had voice input, and the 7 Great World Power Stone Monuments have the same words but are scattered.
Hey, bro, I've got school too, but it's in 13 hours? 14 to 13 hours. That's when my class is. So I got time. Yeah. I mean, there was gonna be a final during that day, but it got delayed to Wednesday, so I'm good.
Throughout the world. Ha. I see. So the Adventurer Guild card was a rip-off of the Dragon
Yeah,
Race's creations.
so
Come to think of it, it
see
did
ya.
give off an over-technology vibe. A bit of improvement is necessary, but I'll try making it. Orsted-sama will be personally making it. At any rate, since you've appeared, my schedule keeps getting thrown out of order. If there's a need for it, it would be good to make it. I'll make use of it in the next loop, too. And thus, it was decided that Orsted would be personally manufacturing it. It was a happy miscalculation. Since it seems like Orsted is thinking about recruiting me to be his comrade in the next loop too, I'm truly happy. It's possible I won't be able to make it, so keep that in mind. Yes sir, boss. And so the telecommunications business was approved. One more thing. Looking back at the failure last time, there's something I need to create. A method of transporting the magic armor. Last time, the magic armor MKI that we went to great lengths to bring ended up only being used for transportation. It took a lot of time to transport it from the city to the fort. It wasn't brought into the castle, and wasn't even made use of during the battle with the Death God Randolph. From now on, I don't expect to fight with Death God level people very often. But there still ought to be a lot of enemies I can't face with the MK2 revised. I want to do something about it. Of course, to resolve that, we're advancing development of the MK3 which is small and has good performance. But it will still take a lot of time to produce the MK3. Zanaba is all out collaborating on it, but it's not something that will be complete in 1 or 2 years. And so, I came up with an idea. Regarding whether it would be possible to summon the MKI as is. According to the lessons I had with Silveril before, it seems like I can't summon inorganic matter, but... well, you know, if I just do a little more of this or that, or change my way of thinking, I get the feeling I can summon inorganic matter. This is something I intend to personally test out a little. If it's no good, then I'm okay with that. Part 2. Well then, the course of action regarding gathering comrades has been set. For the time being, we'll expand the Rudo
If you could
mercenary company
summon
while
a
establishing
gun, that'd
connections
be
with each country's
nice, but
powerful
I
people
don't
and
think
making them
he's be
comrades.
able to do it.
At present, it should be fine to act so as to make each country's powerful people into our comrades. First of all, Cliff and Ariel. The relative of the Pope of the Meles religious order, the next queen of the Azura kingdom. Those two who are like half-comrades will officially be incorporated into Orsted's faction. Which of the two will be first? Of course, Cliff who lives close by. If Cliff becomes a comrade, I can form a connection to the Meles religious order. The Holy Kingdom of Meles is a strong nation. When it comes to the war against Laplace, they'll become an extremely strong military power. Battles are about money and numbers, after all. When the time comes, it won't be bad to have a connection. I could say a lot about Cliff, but let me just say that he's my true friend. He's been cooperating regarding Orsted's curse, so it should be fine to just get a verbal commitment from him. I can imagine him immediately saying okay. Thinking that, I headed toward the apartment where Cliff lives, but unfortunately it was the usual that. I heard Elenali's carnal voice and immediately turned away. The walls of that house are thin. What's with that you can't, Cliff? Clive is watching. Then do it when Clive is sleeping, sheesh. For now, I just left him a note saying I'll come by in the evening. I decided to go to Zanaba's house. Part 3. Zanaba is no longer a prince. He sold off his royal things to raise money and took up residence near my house. It was a snug 2-story house. It was created so that he'd be able to manufacture dolls, so the first floor is wide open like a garage. The living space is mostly on the second floor. It seems like he's living there with Ginger and Julie. It has plenty of space for 3 people to live in. Although I don't know what'll happen between these 3 people from now on. Maybe they'll get married or something. Anyhow, for the time being he has savings, or rather the money he received as royalty, so he's fine. But from now on it's just going to decrease, so we decided to pay him a salary for working on the production of the magic armor. Its research and development costs. Zanaba took it, but he didn't have a very pleased expression. I didn't make it on my own, so for me alone to receive money somehow feels wrong. He said that with his eyebrows in the shape of A. It's not like I don't understand what he's saying. The magic armor is something that myself, Zanaba, and Cliff made together. Zanaba alone is receiving the R&D funding for it. It doesn't seem reasonable. But be that as it may, if he says that, the most unreasonable person is me. I wear the magic armor, go to work, and receive compensation for it. In other words, up until now only I've been getting money. With the magic armor that all of us made. The magic armor isn't something that we made to earn money. But even so, humans are living things who kill each other for the sake of money. If he says that we should be fair, then we should pay Cliff too. Then again, Cliff doesn't lack money, so it's questionable if he'd accept it. Well, enough of that. At the very least, if someone needs money, there's enough to pay them. There isn't anyone among my acquaintances who's greedy enough to overcharge to get an obviously excessive amount of money. I personally also have enough flexibility when it comes to money to give it to someone who needs it. Humans really need to treat one another well when they have enough money to comfortably do so. Well, the magic armor is necessary, and Zanaba's figure manufacturing craft is also necessary. You pay money for what's necessary. That's natural. That's the way it is, so for now you could say that Zanaba has a steady livelihood.
Yes, trade
But when entering,
offers.
I properly knock.
Stonks.
That's called courtesy between close friends. Zanaba, it's me. Open up. I rang the bell a few times while calling out to Zanaba. Oh, Shishao. Please, please, come in. The response was extremely quick. But I'll be extra considerate.
Oh, you
Really?
seem like you
It's okay
need
to
money,
open it.
Zanaba.
I'm really
How
opening
about
it.
making some
If you want to stop me,
NFTs?
now's the time. When I start to move, it's too late to stop me. Last time, I wasn't careful enough and it was a really close shave. I don't really understand, but I will not stop you, so please enter. Really? There's no woman changing clothes next to you or anything. I'm saying that it's okay. I believed in him. I believed in Zanaba. Even if the world turns upside down, I'll believe in Zanaba. Alright, pardon my intrusion. When I opened the door and took a step forward, I was already in Zanaba's workshop. In the spacious room, 2 manufacturing desks had been placed, and wooden boxes and dolls were scattered here and there. Zanaba sat at one of the desks. Julie was with him. If I just say that, then it's like usual, but the atmosphere was a little different today. Specifically, the place Julie was sitting was a problem. Usually, Julie sits at a desk that's placed a little ways off from Zanaba, and makes figures. But today, she wasn't sitting at that desk. Julie sat on Zanaba's lap. While sitting on his lap, she applied color to a figure with a serious expression. As for Zanaba, he was prudently shaving down one of the parts of the magic armor above her. Shaving dregs were falling onto Julie's head, but she didn't seem to mind. Zanaba. When I wasn't looking, you sure got close to Julie, didn't you? Famu, is that bad? When you combine Julie's shortness with Zanaba's tallness, they look like brother and sister. Well, this is in the safe zone. If it's just at the level of sitting on his lap and making dolls together, it should be fine to conclude there's no suspicion of obscenity. No, it's not like it's out if they do it.
Yeah, you can really tell when
There's
the
no laws about
persona
age of
thing's
consent in this
on,
world,
can you?
so I won't find fault with him. But it's kinda, you know. I made such an effort to be considerate, so I wish they'd separated. No, it's endearing. Saying that, I dragged over a stool from the corner of the workshop and sat on it. So, Shishao, what brings you here today?
Gosh, Dan, someone commented on the
Of course,
pinned comment.
I didn't visit Zanaba just to chat with him. I've entrusted Zanaba with the production of the magic armor, but there's one other job I'd like to entrust to him alongside that. Actually, Zanaba, today I came to deliver to you a notice of personnel change.
Alright, I'm gonna set the record straight here. The name of the son for the last video that I just uploaded, to get any questions out of the fucking, to just get all the questions out of there, it's God Shattering Star. The title is God Shattering Star. It's from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Great game, recommended if you have a Switch, but yeah, that's what it is. So yeah. And of course it's a video game, son. I'm a gamer after all.
Personnel change. Yes, a notice of personnel change. While saying that, I took out a piece of paper from my chest pocket. I held it out to Zanaba reverently with both hands. Oops, excuse me. Zanaba hastily set aside Julie, brushed off the shaving dregs from his chest, and respectfully received it. He's a man of etiquette. Famu. Zanaba Chiron has been appointed to the position of marketing supervisor for the Ruchard figures is written here. Famu, accept it modestly. I'm fine with accepting it, but wasn't that project postponed?
Oh yeah.
In brief, this notice signifies the start of the project to sell
I forgot to mention, we have a new member to the anime figure collection. So first we had Levi, and now and then we have Chinese knockoff Rem. Wonderful collection. Wonderful addition to the collection. It's not the best quality, as you could tell. It's It's made in China, but it's whatever. It's fine. And of course, it fell off its peg, but whatever. And then finally, all right, who's this? What figure is this? Try to guess. Try to guess. I mentioned this anime earlier in the stream. It is not something that I have. It's not a ReZero figure. It is not an Attack on Titan figure. It is a Konosuba figure. And it is. Glad I super glued that staff, but it is Megumin. It is a beautiful Megumin figure. Bro, you underrated AF. Your best vid was art. Thank you, kind sir. As you can see, I've got Besco right here. Just kidding. As soon as an adult Sylphie figure comes out, I'm buying that shit fucking immediately. Unless that shit's like $500. In that case, no. But I'll give myself a price limit of $200 for a Sylphie figure because I'm a simp, and that's how simps work. We give money to best girls, and that's how anime fans go. This shit's about to fall apart. Rem's about to die. But yeah. Yikes. Oh, fuck. Straighten up, please. My goodness. Anyway. Levi, go up here. Ah, there you go. Up there. Anyway, yeah. So you Rem person, but I love Amelia. Ha ha ha. Fuck you. Ha ha. Yeah, I'm a Rem fan. Bro, I'm a Sylphie fan. Of course I'm a Rem fan too. I'm into those kind of bitches, the softies. Yeah. Amelia's really reminiscent of Roxy, kinda, sorta. It's like a mix between Roxy and Sylphie. Definitely not Eris, but yeah, that's more like a Ram sort of thing. But anyway, ReZero, blah blah blah. Don't really care that much. I don't really care that much about ReZero anymore, so yeah, let's continue.
That has been planned for some time. You might ask why now, at this particular time. But the current circumstances are exactly why we must do it. To elaborate. From now on, we'll be winning over powerful people from each nation. And at the same time gathering comrades to fight against Laplace.
Yes.
But there are several people whose whereabouts we don't know. For example, that's right, Rudyard. In the original history, he'd be in the Demon Continent. But in this loop he traveled together with me to the Central Continent. Recently there haven't been any letters, and I don't know where he is. Since it's him, I don't believe that the unthinkable happened to him, but he's in a situation where I can't immediately meet him and request his help. Well, it's not like he's in hiding. So while searching around, we might find him. But to be frank, he's the first person that I want to ask, please cooperate with us to defeat Laplace. That's how I feel. I want to do whatever it takes to find him and directly ask him. I want to give him the chance to exact his revenge on Laplace. That's the public half of it. I simply want to meet Rudyard after a long time. It would be nice to meet him and once again work together toward the same goal.
Yeah, last time he showed up, he kind of dipped immediately,
but that's how I ended up deciding to begin a sale of the Rudyard figures.
Yeah.
Instead of a simple search, this plan will speed things up. And creating a better image for the Super Tribe has been a plan for some time.
I was kind of disappointed with you, Rudius,
for example, regarding the magic armor.
Eris
it's true that
first.
Zanaba, Cliff, and I have felt like
not
we're
marrying Eris
just
at
the three of
all,
us
but
working
you
on a
thought at
weapon
the
called the
time.
magic armor. At this rate, there's a possibility that the MK3 won't be made.
So yeah.
Hence we'll begin large-scale figure sales.
Big Sag.
As we scale up our business, we'll solicit help from craftsmen and train them. Specialists who are familiar with Zanaba's and Cliff's techniques will increase, and if each one repeats trial and error, there will be a higher possibility that some innovative idea will be produced. No matter what world you're in, it's important to cultivate your engineers. So that's how it is. I explained the above in detail to Zanaba. It's true that it's just something I want to do, but I also want to improve our development of the magic armor and figures from now on. I want to entrust the management to you who understands it better than anyone else. Famu. To support you, I'll give you members of the Rudo Mercenary Company who I've had my eye on for a while. Of course, Aisha, or I will assist you with setting up the first shop.
Yeah, he really is.
Will you do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
Zanaba readily nodded and kneeled respectfully. Julie, who was watching from the side, quickly went down on her knees too. Grandmaster. What would it be best for me to do? Julie, Stick with Zanaba and follow his instructions. Yes. I'll be having Julie take on a lot of work, too. From now on, she'll be entering the mass production structure for the early line of Rudyard figures. Earning money for Zanaba's sake. If she hears that, she'll probably be motivated. Well, we'll leave the details for a later day. That's it for today. Understood. For the time being, the project has taken a step forward. Part 4. Evening arrived as I approached Cliff's love nest. It seems that their liaison has ended, as the apartment has fallen silent. You know, with them doing that every day, their neighbors probably can't live in peace. No, normally they do it in the school's laboratory, so it should be just at night. Hey, Rudius. When I stepped into the room, a haggard Cliff greeted me. He seemed energetic from the time she was pregnant until shortly after the child was born, but recently he always has a pale face. I'm worried that his internal organs will fail soon. Era, Rudius. It's rare to see you. In contrast, Ellen Elise was gleaming. She offered her breast to the baby with a satisfied look on her face. She was naked above the waist, and wore just panties below it. It might be that they're taking a short break now, and after the feeding is over they'll continue. Yeah, there was just something I want to take care of. All things considered, an Ujo-sama-type blonde beauty breastfeeding a baby while half naked makes for a prettier picture than I'd imagined. Since she's an elf, her entire body is slenderly well proportioned. Her usually slutty attitude, and her current Virgin Mary-like manner. This might also be a kind of gap. When I look at Sylvie and Roxy, I also sense a kind of gap. Recently, I sense a gap with Eris too. When that Eris cradles an infant, she just stands still and lets her breasts get sucked without raising her voice or punching the person sucking them. The appearance of a woman who has become a mother is truly mysterious. Rudius, would you not look at her so intently? I'm sorry. Since I was thinking about this and that, I got a warning from Cliff. Sorry. It's not like I was looking at her with a dirty mind. Liz, too. There's a guest, so at least put on some clothes. Era, Cliff. Are you jealous? Yes, I am. Although Rudius might be something like family to you.
I
I understand. Ellen Elise shrugged while withdrawing to another room, still embracing the baby.
I can imagine
Rudius,
that
you
shit.
too. You have 3 wives, so would you not look lustfully at someone else's wife? Lustfully? I wasn't doing that. Is what I wanted to retort with, but it's true that I was watching her. Even I don't want Sylvie and the others to be seen naked. I'll apologize. No, I'm sorry. I'll be careful next time. Yeah. Cliff sighed and sunk back into the sofa. He looks tired, but he also seems like he's kind of in a bad mood. I wonder if there's some problem with his sex life. So, what's up today? Right, well, I have a little favor, or maybe I should call it an invitation. Cliff looked at me with glazed eyes. It feels hard to speak. Maybe I should come again. No, before doing that, how about I at least hear the reason? Did something happen? Nothing in particular. Cliff started to say something, then shook his head. No, this is a good time. Since it's something I'll have to tell you about anyway. That's a very profound lead-in. It reminds me of the previous incident with Zanaba. The truth is, I got a letter from my grandfather in the Holy Kingdom of Meles. The pattern's the same too. In which case, maybe this is a trap to lure out Cliff. Maybe another war. Maybe another of Hitagama's traps. No, either way, I'd been thinking of asking Cliff to be an intermediary with the Holy Kingdom of Meles. The person himself seems to have that intention, too. I won't tell him something half-baked like I'll bring you back. Of course, I certainly want him to stay in Sharia, but I'm focused on my objective. Cliff stood up and took out a letter from a shelf. This also gives me a strong sense of déjà vu. I'm sure that in that letter, Cliff's grandfather talks to him about how much money has been spent raising him. And why that money was spent. For the sake of him aiding his family's faction. When will you help us? Now, right? Something like that is probably written there. I must read it with caution. Oh, it's not that serious a problem. Cliff scratched his cheek while saying that. He has an uncomfortable expression. We already talked long
What
ago
seems
about
to
how
be
I
the
returned once I
officer
graduated.
problem?
He's just concerned about the cost of travel and the journey back. Told that, I looked at the letter. It started off with words of concern for Cliff's body. After that, advice about how if the travel costs are too much, to show the enclosed Meles religious order leadership insignia to the Meles church. A stern part about how the conflict is in an unfavorable situation, and he should resolve himself if he returns. And that if he's not resolved he doesn't have to return. Lastly, he closes with words about how although he'd written some severe things, he wants to see Cliff's face again and looks forward to his return. Overall, it was a heartwarming letter full of concern for Cliff. I've never met Cliff's grandfather, but he seems like a nice guy. I wonder what part of this is a problem.
He's an
To be honest,
imposter.
I'm hesitating. When he says hesitating, I suppose he's referring to that stuff about
Hitogami's
resolving
whispering in
himself.
his
My
ear.
intention was to immediately
Come
return to Meles after
hither,
graduating.
Cliff.
I've been
Bring
training for that,
Rudius
and up to now
lift
that was always my intention.
yes.
I had the confidence that I could fight my way through the scheming within the Meles religious order and win.
So volume 20 is already done. This is an intermission part, and that I probably won't finish because I have class tomorrow and I have a life, and this is in the middle of night, almost midnight, and we're only 16% of the way through this. And how long have we been streaming? How long have you been streaming? Since around 40 minutes ago. So How long would that take? So that'd probably be another 4 hour stream. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I can't do it at this time. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I gotta study at some point for these finals on Wednesday, but whatever.
Always been going on and on about that. He said that after graduating, he'd return to the Holy Kingdom of Meles and succeed his grandfather. Although recently, he'd appreciated how difficult it is to become the successor to the Pope, and had been steadily training as a priest. But Cliff sat in the sofa with his head in his hands. I've gotten married, and have a child now. With just that, I understood his worries. In short, it's the same type of thing that I'm always worrying about. The Meles religious order readily targets
No worries.
the enemy's family. Liz is one thing. She has the ability to protect herself.
It's fun having spam in the chat. It's fun.
I don't have the confidence that I can protect him.
I understand his feelings. You're not spam.
You always want the people who are important to you to be in a safe place.
It's really fun.
First
like,
of all, I haven't even told my grandfather that I've married. If it's known that the Meles Pope's grandson married an elf,
through chat or Discord or whatever,
he might be dragged down by
it's really fun. Comments.
The Meles religion has strong feelings toward
really
other races.
Fun to me.
The elves are a people of the Great Forest, so they aren't rejected that much. But some of the radical factions persecute anyone who isn't human. And Elise isn't looked upon that well by other elves, either. When I keep going in circles thinking about this, I no longer know whether I should return or not, and I just let Liz spoil me. Recently, that's been repeating. Only now do I finally understand why Zanaba acted so stubborn back then. Cliff himself probably wants to return, and thinks that he needs to do so. But he'd be exposing his wife and child to danger. Furthermore, because of his wife, his grandfather might even become in danger. In this situation, is it okay to continue on your own path? He doesn't know. I don't know either. But today, I came here to talk with him about this issue too. The current me is capable of sending him a rescue boat. Cliff Senpai.
The guy with a Goku profile pic is a Roxy fan. Am I surprised?
My way of phrasing it may have been poor. But I don't want to say become my comrade and have him misunderstand. It would be better to say it clearly. What do you mean by that? If you become Orsted-sama subordinate, Orsted-sama, and I can go all out to back you up. It would be possible to protect Elise and Clive while guiding Cliff Senpai's faction to victory. Cliff furrowed his brow. If I receive that backup, what should I do? Mainly, we'd have you prepare for Laplace's revival. Saying that, I then spoke about the plan. The plan 80 years later with Orsted playing the leading part. I had already talked to Cliff about Hitagame, but I thoroughly talked about everything starting from the basics. After finishing talking about everything, Cliff had a complicated expression. What do you think? When I asked that, Cliff was silent for a while. He folded his arms, shut his eyes, and groaned languishingly. It shouldn't be a bad deal. Cliff also knows that Orsted's radiated fear is from a curse. Although he doesn't know the disposition of Orsted without the curse. Even so, I won't betray Cliff. If he doubts me, I'd be sad. Would you? Give me some more time. At the end of his pondering, Cliff squeezed out that response. The graduation ceremony will be happening soon. I'll decide by then. When one decides is a personal decision, so I had no choice but to nod my head. I wondered why he couldn't just simply agree. But Cliff himself might not even know why he's hesitating. If you're so inclined, please consult with Elanalai-san too. Because there's no worry you need to bear on your own. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. This time, Cliff nodded meekly, expressing a frail smile. Elise heard our conversation just now. From a while now, I've been noticing blonde hair flickering through the crack in the doorway. If it's her, she'll be able to skillfully guide Cliff. That result might not go the way I think it will, but if so, that's fine. Then, I'll come again. Yeah. Sorry about all this. No, I also have times when I'm worrying or troubled. Saying that, I left Cliff's room. At the end, I didn't forget to wink at Elise. For now, I'll hear Cliff's response at the graduation ceremony. There are about 2 months left before the graduation ceremony.
Why wink?
In the meantime, how about I advance the creation
of Xana's just their relationship right now?
Note, Ogre God was translated as Fierce God in chapter 76 ed. But
oh yeah, fuck. Speaking of bodyguardy, fucking have y'all used the Discord bot Moodai bot before? I'm wondering if y'all have heard of that bot before. Oh fuck, oh no, he's spamming again. Oh no. Oh no. Hold up. I'm gonna just stream this. I'm gonna share this. Hold up. I'm gonna just would I be doxing people if I share the Discord for a little. I'm not gonna do that. Might be an invasion of privacy. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, in the Moon I Bought, you basically roll for any anime character possible by using a special character. By typing in a special character, and you can only roll like 12 characters every hour or so. Yeah, my friend just rolled Bodyguardi today. He is not a Mushoku Tensei fan, but knowing that I'm a Mushoku Tensei fan, he got him. It also along with the name, it shows a picture and the series that they're from, and he got him, and I'm frustrated. I'm very frustrated, but it's fine because I have Sylphie yet. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I had to trade Levi from Attack on Titan for Rudius. Is that a good trade? Not 100% sure, but it's fine. It's like card collecting, but for anime characters. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Chapter 214, Cliff and Zanaba's Graduation. Part 1. During the next 2 months, Zanaba and I were engaged in setting up our first storefront. In order to accomplish this, we got the support of a knowledgeable professional. He's a member of our mercenary group. As a former merchant, he seems to have owned a store for a short period of time. However, he failed and lost everything. I don't expect a lot from the advice of someone who has failed. If you don't understand why you failed, then it's easy to repeat the same mistakes. This is coming from me, a person who has repeated his mistakes often. It's reliable. However, failing is an essential part of any process. The experience of those who have repeatedly failed still has value. In addition, a person won't grow if they simply stop when they fail. No one needs to achieve 100% success. The achievement rate may be around 60%, but their world will still change with the passing mark.
For this.
Successful experience will change a person. He will surely become a splendid talent in the future if I seed him with a successful experience. Thus, persuading myself, I set up our first store while listening to the advice from that guy. On the outskirts of the workshop district, it's a small warehouse. After modifying it, it has become a warehouse with a storefront capable of holding our stock.
Alright.
We'll be fine even if our inventory doubles and we need to expand the store. However, at first just having a small shop is good. It would be nice to just meet our current sales target. As long as we are making some money, it shouldn't be a problem if our stock piles up. Well, we will decide what to do after measuring our progress in the future. Part 2. Then it was time for the Renoa Magic University graduation. The graduation ceremony is held in the grand auditorium. Lined up with the rest of the graduates is Cliff. In fact, Zanaba is lined up in the back as well. Even though he dropped out, he has been allowed to participate in the graduation ceremony with special permission. He is a special student, and most of their classwork is self-study anyway. It wouldn't be wrong to say that it was also because Vice Principal Ginas was very sympathetic. Zanaba did not seem to be interested in the graduation ceremony himself. However, these kinds of ceremonies can be a meaningful transition. It feels like a carnival. It's the usual participants. There are about 500 graduates, and with 200 to 300 school staffs lined up together. Roxy appeared a little unsteady last time, but now she fits in properly. Is it the result of becoming accustomed to it? Even if she's the only small silhouette up there, it doesn't seem awkward. Rather, it feels very natural. The only students who have to attend today are the student council. Led by Norn with that muscular-faced Kiritsu, a diverse group containing demon and beast race members is lined up. When Ariel was the student council president, it was a group composed primarily of the human race. When the head of an organization changes, the people serving underneath will also vary. I had thought that even during the entrance ceremony last year, that Norn seems to have attracted beast and demon race students. I don't hear any bad rumors about her from the student body either. She hasn't achieved the kind of infatuation Ariel inspired, but she seems to have been recognized as a dependable student council president. As her brother, I can hold my head high. By the way, this time I got permission from Ginas to sit down in the lowest seat under the student council. Oh, no matter how many times I see it, the graduation ceremony is an impressive thing. Graduate Representative, Brooklyn Bonaruzais. I hereby grant a certificate proof of Magic Guild rank D to you. The graduation representative this time is not Cliff. I'm sure I haven't heard the name of this representative, but it sounds familiar. It's a name from the royalty or aristocracy of Nurus Dukedom, one of the magic triumvirate. It's named for the Renoa Kingdom, but the university is financed jointly by the magical triumvirate. With this kind of ceremony, prioritizing the nobility of the magical triumvirate may be an unspoken rule. We respectfully recognize Brooklyn Bonaruzais. May you venture on the path of magic. Cliff, watching on, has a listless face. In the past Cliff would have raged, why am I not the representative? Actually, if you only look...
Isn't volume 20.5 chapter 20.5? I think it says that, but for the sake of consistency, I'm gonna say volume 20.5 because we just finished volume 20 and this is the intermission part of 20, so in between 20 and 21. Sorry, For you, it'd be 20 and 21. There you go. Switching out the perspectives, yeah. But yeah, is it chapter or volume? It doesn't matter. For the sake of consistency, I'm just gonna call it volume in the fucking title. Yeah. We'll just go with that.
The results, there is no one above Cliff among all of the graduates. As for his final grades, he reached advanced rank in all 4 attack magics, advanced rank in healing magic, advanced rank in detoxification magic, intermediate rank in barrier magic, and advanced rank in exorcism magic. On top of all that, there is his thesis on suppressing curses. He did not reach saint rank in anything, but no one comes close to his achievements. Even if you look at the history of the university, there should hardly be anyone. As far as I know, such a great person could only be Roxy's level. Because I only learned healing and detoxification at the university, I don't count. In addition to that, Cliff also qualified as Ameli's father. His habit of combining with Ellen Elize every night had no effect on his grades. Everything he reached for at school, he acquired it, and became an adult both physically and mentally.
Do I have to actually
he married a beautiful wife and had a child.
Answer this fucking
he became a flawless
question in the chat?
1.
Do I have to
However,
interrupt
taking
this
that
stream?
into consideration, perhaps he is lamenting.
I guess no one's really watching this stream who's just no one's watching this stream who's just picking up on the fucking main video. But anyway, bro, what's the OST? Oh fuck, fine, I'll fucking answer this shit. God shattering star from Fire Emblem 3 houses. There you go. Hopefully no one asks again. Hopefully. So this early, can't wait you complete this volume. So this early volume 21. Is this just the early part of volume 21? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know at all. What does count as like this intermission thing is just really fucking weird. The whole nature of it's just really fucking weird. I'm not 100% sure how it's supposed to go exactly, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep going.
Not being the representative. That listless face, it's troubled. The matter from 2 months ago that he said he would decide on, he still hasn't told me his decision. However, that kind of thing should be sufficient to trouble him. 2 months may not be enough time to make that kind of decision. Part 3. After the graduation ceremony ended, I immediately joined up with Zanaba. Ginger and Julie are dressed up with a bouquet pinned behind them. No one else is dressed like that. I wonder if it's a tradition of Chiron. Zanaba, congratulations on graduating. Ah. Shisha. Thank you very much.
Shisha!
Zanaba is wearing Borno Magic University's uniform. Although it is designed for young people, rather than Chiron's formal wear, it suits him. I had turned my back on anything related to my own graduation. So I was taken aback when a few days ago I suddenly received a letter from the university. It's nice, isn't it, to have this kind of event to mark transitions in your life. As expected, having a ceremony at life's important transitions is best. That Sylvie could not also participate in her graduation ceremony is something I regret a bit. However, Zanabo may not recognize it as anything but a hassle. He is royalty. Or perhaps you dislike this kind of thing. No, I thought it would be troublesome at first, but after I've come here, it turned out to be unexpectedly not so. While we were talking, Zanabo was overlooking his surroundings. The graduates and alumni were circling around to greet the teachers. A heartwarming scene unfolds. No, the person at the center of that crowd is Norn. Holding her hand is a demon race boy-looking guy with a blushing bright red face. Norn's face appears troubled, and the student council officers surrounding them are grinning. I wonder if this is a confession event. Or possibly it's something more pleasant, and that student is just there to shake the hand of the president. Norn's handshake event. I wonder
The
if a lot of
Norn
the Norn
handshake
cards, fan club, or
event.
if I rooted dolls, if I included Norn handshake tickets.
Yes.
No, making money isn't my purpose for selling those dolls. Still. A little ways off, surrounded by girls, is Roxy. About 5 schoolgirls are lowering their heads to Roxy with tearful faces. Roxy is smiling slightly, but it looks like she's holding something in. An emotional young girl, crying, throws her arms around Roxy. With a troubled expression, Roxy pats the girl's back, P-O-N-P-O-N. The crying began in earnest as it spread to the neighboring schoolgirls. In addition, graduation events are taking place in various surrounding locations. The graduation ceremony's particular, slightly damp, atmosphere is refreshing. However, no one came close to Zanaba and me. I do not attend school much anymore and have few acquaintances left here, somehow it's a little lonely. Well, that's fine. After this, I have reservations at a tavern. Persona, Rainia, and my family as well. Nanahoshi was also invited, it should be a fun banquet gathering with everyone together. Orsted can't really attend, but received the congratulatory address. Just because this event is lonely doesn't mean I don't have buddies. Well, I'll just go home nice and quick. Rudia-sama. As I was thinking that a man approached me. With blonde fluffy hair, it's a guy about 20 years old. He kind of reminds me of something. Where did I see this kind of person before? Nice to meet you, my name is Brooklyn Bonaruzais. Oh yeah, this man was the graduation representative. I just saw him a little while ago. Ah, graduation
Fucking
representative.
terrible ass memory.
Thank you very much. When I lowered my head, he also gave me a return bow gracefully. However, I was only able to graduate at the head because of my family's influence. In test results, I was second place to Cliff-sama, the same as always. Again with the modesty. I almost break out in a cold sweat. I wasn't thinking when I just opened my mouth. I don't know how long these two people have been competing with their scores. However, thanks to my family's standing, I was able to get a victory against Cliff-sama at the very last moment. I ended up winning. Indeed, because he was the graduation representative, if you look at the results, it is a win. It's enough to be called a victory, even if it's not really one. So, Rudia-sama. Brooklyn looked directly at me. His eyes were filled with sincerity. I wonder what this is about. Do you mean he's here to confess? Maybe. He's going to confess now that he's finally won over Cliff? It's that kind of setup. No, stop.
Gonna confess
I have
his
a wife
whole
and a
love.
wife too and children. From you, I would like to request a duel. That's different. A duel. Recently, probably because it's become known.
Sir, I think Brooklyn died. Fucking hell. It's just gonna be a massacre. Just like the fucking Brooklyn Nets just got creamed in the NBA playoffs. It's just gonna be Brooklyn dying on the floor. Just fucking dead. One single stone cannon. Just dead. Right in the forehead. He's passed out. Gone. Obliterated.
That I am under Orsted, such fellows occasionally show up, but I wonder why it is you want a duel because you won over Cliff? Why? Yes, I was interested in how strong I was from before. And then, over the last several years, I've understood that your strength is beyond the average level. Well, I do stand out. But come on, that isn't even okay as a joke. Maybe I should just give him 1 or 2 knocks on the head and then leave. Yes, Rudia-sama, would it be alright to proceed? I guess so. I have wanted to challenge you so much. Ever since the time you defeated the Demon Lord Badigati in 1 hit. Brooklyn said this while strongly clenching his fist. I come from a warrior family. When I return to my home country, I will inherit a position where I am responsible for my subordinates. Then, at that time, the opportunity to test my own ability will disappear. When you gain that great position, you won't be able to indulge in your own convenience. Exactly. So now, this is my last chance, please accept my challenge. Brooklyn swiftly bowed. I understand the situation. All young men want to know the measure of their own strength. This young man knew that he was above average. He finds people who are stronger than him.
He's gonna
He can see he will
die,
probably lose, but he
Rudius.
still
Don't
wants to
do
challenge
this to
himself.
him.
There is just one thing I don't understand. How does this kind of thing spring from defeating Cliff? When I asked him that, Mr. Brooks' face went blank. I had heard that in order to challenge Rudia-sama, that a person had to defeat a 6-demon group. Rainia-sama, Persona-sama, and Fitz-sama graduated, and there is no longer any sign of Badigati-sama. Only Zanaba-sama was left to defeat.
Did he?
6-demon group. Come to think of it, there was something like that. I have no idea who began saying that kind of thing. If you do not defeat everyone, or something, you can't challenge me. This guy,
I can't remember, I'm sorry. Every single time I say Rudius is OP, he always gets fucking obliterated, so maybe, I don't fucking know.
When I glanced over at Zanaba, he diverted his eyes. Well, in a battle of only magic, Zanaba can't be expected to win. However, Cliff held out this whole time, so this guy has come sliding up here.
They could just do the cancel magic thing.
But since graduation would rob him of his chance
so,
to try,
I don't know.
in this way now.
Is he just gonna prevent himself from doing that?
As expected, I have to defeat even those who have graduated. His intention is to completely honor that rule. Even to the last distinction. It is similar to confessing because you have nothing to lose. No, it's fine. Let's do it. No matter what world it takes place in, you'll want to do something for your graduation ceremony. Thank you very much. When answering me, Brooklyn bowed swiftly. Zanaba, sorry, but I'll have you be the referee. I understand, Shishao. I entrusted my jacket to Zanaba. Things like the magic armor flashed into my mind for an instant, but even without it, I'll be fine. Part 4. To start the duel off, we moved to the schoolyard. For the whole thing, I thought I better allocate 3
Alright, how
hours.
far apart are
The
you?
result, I won. I have been training with a dragon god, Orsted, and a sword king, Eris, on a daily basis. There was no struggle, it was like taking candy from a baby. I've stopped going easy on others. Brooklyn seems to have known how it was going to go as well. He thanked me with a bright face. Just that, should have been good enough. Afterwards, Having seen us, other graduates came to test their skills against me. They had all kinds of reasons I didn't understand. Perhaps they wanted.
Why? Why? Why even bother? Why even bother? Why? Just what? You want to get your ass kicked? You just want to. Is that how it's gonna go? Fucking hell, dude. Like, why? Just why? Why? Why the fuck? Alright. Okay.
A foot race against Cliff, or an eating contest against Zanaba, whether that's the truth doesn't really matter. Onlookers also gathered in large quantities. I'm a popular person somehow. Then I, having no real reason to reject anyone, received everyone's challenge. It's a
Of course he
graduation
fucking
ceremony,
did.
and, in the first place, it wasn't me who said people had to defeat the 6-demon group.
Fight
There
them
was
all
no
at
nagging
once.
from Norm
Get
today,
it the
and she
fuck
used the
over
student
with.
council to help reduce the onlookers. I don't really want to cause a commotion, but I can't say no to the feeling I see in these guys' faces during their graduation ceremony. I'm sorry, Ms. President. Phew. After that, I dueled with about 20 people. Because I train on a regular basis, it didn't really tire me out. Everyone was happy. They all left with satisfied faces. I think that once they return home this will become a
They're
fond memory
so
for them.
happy to get
Finally,
their asses
no one was
kicked.
left.
Holy
Because she had to stay and clean up the venue,
dude,
Norn and I stayed back,
what?
everyone else was gone. Only Zanaba and his 2 guests
Such
remained.
an honor
As
to
expected,
get my
Shishao
ass
is popular.
blasted by
Zanaba seems tired
Rudius.
after continuing to referee the matches. Somehow, this guy has no stamina. I'm tired. What about Shishao? Aren't you tired as well? No, I'm fine. However, before the party, it would be nice to change out of these dirty clothes. I see. After saying that, Zanaba looked down at his own clothing. Mud had splashed up onto him as a result of the magic, it had dried and caked. Of course, he was in the midst of battle as well. Then, let's quickly go home. What about your sister? Norn said she needed to participate in the cleanup. She knows the meeting place, so it should be fine if she comes back on her own. Is that so? Then, Zanaba looks away from me suddenly. His line of sight is focused behind me and slightly upward. Looking back, I try to follow his view with my eyes. There. I found it immediately. Short dark brown hair peered out from the roof. Beside it golden blonde curls blew in the wind. Julie, Ginger. Yes. Can you go home ahead of me and prepare a change of clothes? Of course. Those two nodded and left. They had decided to no longer be in a master-servant relationship, but no matter how you look at it, it's still the same. I suppose it's not something you can change immediately. Well then Shishao, let's go visit. Yeah. I nodded at Zanaba's words and then entered the school. Part 5. I was watching the whole thing. Rudius is strong. As we entered the roof, Cliff said that looking tired. At his side was Ellen Alize. I knew she came to the graduation ceremony, because my house was asked in
Did they
advance to look
just
after Clive.
change how
Well, she is dressed in
Elnalise
her
is
uniform even though she
spelled
has
in the
quit from
middle
school.
of this fucking
I don't know what the
volume?
rules are for those
Okay,
uniforms at the
sure,
school.
whatever.
Anyway, it's the graduation ceremony today. It shouldn't matter where she wears it.
Inconsistent, but fine.
Is that what's expected from the dragon god's right hand? Please don't tease me. It was like that even before the fight with Orsted. Yeah, that's right. Saying that, Cliff leaned his weight against the rooftop railing. Cliff senpai, why are you up here anyway? I don't really have a reason, sometimes I just want to climb up to high places. Cliff said so while looking up at the sky. Seeking high places. Sometimes people do that. Because I am not very good with heights, the place I go is Paul's grave. Anyway, congratulations on graduation Cliff senpai. Thank you. I went up next to Cliff and pushed my weight against the railing in the same way.
Sorry for all of you anime onlys that just witnessed that last sentence. I am sorry to y'all if y'all came from that last video. I am sorry, but this is a web novel reading, so there will be spoilers here. Hello, goodbye to any anime onlys who haven't caught up with volume 20 of the web novel. In case you want to know where to start, volume 7 of the light novel. Congratulations, you spoiled Paul's death for yourself. I only watch Rudius's confession as Sylphie. Why are you in this live stream? It's probably not best to stream a live reading at this time. Do y'all want me to continue this live reading, or do you want me to just stop? Because if there are a ton of anime onlys here, or manga onlys here, then I could stop and keep streaming. I could definitely do that. I don't want to spoil the rest of this because that last line was fucking yikes. Sorry. Sorry. I mean, like, this entire fucking thing has been pretty spoiler heavy with Orsted and all, but still, like, y'all okay? Are y'all okay if I continue? I need a response here. I need a response here. Hopefully someone... Let me just... Nope, none of you have left. Alright, I'm gonna take that as, we're good. Yeah,
I do not think that Cliff
continue.
will jump
Great.
off, but it comes to mind. Zanaba also moved to the opposite side of Cliff. Elise stands off to the side, just
Yeah,
watching
I
the three of
feel
us.
some...
Ah,
Mine
looking
don't
at us
even
now,
know what
it's a
I'm being
youthful setting.
spoiled here
If I
anyways.
think about it, Cliff is in the full swing of youth. 22.
For any of you anime onlys, please get the fuck out now. Holy shit. This thing right here is a big spoiler. And there are more shits that you might be spoiled for later. So I suggest you get the fuck out now. Fucking hell. I really recommend if you're an anime only or a manga only to just pick up from volume 7 of the light novel and then continue onward. It's on Amazon, or you can read the web novel for free. Why would an anime only be here anyways? Ah, you see, well, there's a fucking video that I currently have that's blowing up right now. And there might be some anime onlys among this 1,000, 2,000, 1.8 thousand, 1.8. I'm losing momentum. Yeah, whatever, it's still 10 views a fucking minute, so I ain't complaining too much. Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, if there are people coming from this video, there's probably a few people that are in anime only. Isn't this their choice? I don't think you should be worried about spoiling people. It was a good video, thanks. I'm just giving them a second warning because I spoiled myself on Doctor Strange, fully knowing that there is some stuff that could be spoiled on. And yeah, I went into a spoilers video and like it's just sometimes people are weird and they complain about spoilers. Like they say like that meme video that I had is spoilers in it. I'm like, I'm proofed it enough. I don't think it has any major spoilers. Maybe if you haven't watched the anime, but like I'm pretty sure you're fine. Came here after watching that video. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Yeah. So, if you are an anime only, again, I highly recommend reading volume 7 and then continuing on afterwards. Hold up. So, first, I recommend. Hold up, I gotta. Alright, so, first up, don't fucking drop it. Okay. So first, I recommend reading volume 7. It's a very good volume. Highly recommend. It's kind of a standalone story, sort of ish, with Rudius being a solo adventure and all. It's pretty decent though. You don't get any waifu shit in here except for this one girl who's a one and done deal in the romance department in this volume. You see her later on, but she's not like that major of a character anyway. And then you go to volume 8, which has Best Girl on the fucking cover. And yeah, you see her again, and that's fucking great. You end the fucking and by the way, this picks up right where the anime left off. So recommend this. And then volume 8. And then you get to volume 9, which is a fantastic novel in my opinion. I think this is the volume that the manga just recently adapted. So if you like manga, you can also go to the manga. But I don't recommend the manga because the manga is shit. I'm just kidding, the manga's alright. It's not as good though. So yeah. Good shit here. Who's that? Who's that bitch? Ah, yes. Mask Girl. Oh, ooh, spooky. Anyway, and then volume 10, Slice of Life volume. It's alright. It's not the best though. I definitely wanted to skip to the next one, especially when I watched with my friend. Especially not watch. Fucking hell. I gave these volumes to my friend, and he currently stopped with after volume 10 because he got bored. And that's a shame because volume 11 is one of my favorite fucking volumes, with Turning Point 3 especially. And I'm like, gosh dang it. This is like holding off on like the best part of a fucking series. I have volume 11. I gave him volume 11, and he's got to pick that shit up. Zane. I'm looking at you, Zane. Pick up the fucking volume, Zane. 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 Finish the volume, Zane. It's fucking good, Zane. And then you have volume 12, which is a fantastic action-packed volume, which is very, very good. Highly recommend that shit. Resolves the conflict with Zenith and everything. Resolves that whole arc, and yeah, you get some Roxy action there. For you Roxy fans, I'm sure you love that shit. Anyway, volume 13. Not gonna spend too much time on that cover. And volume 14, Turning Point 4, the best. Peak fiction. You love volume 10. I love volume 10 too. But if you're not a Sylphie fan, I don't recommend that shit. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Hold up. Let me check volume 10 again. Is this a fucking volume with Oh yeah. Yeah. You see Rudyard again, which is great. You don't see him again after that until maybe you see him later, but until it's volume 20 right now, and I haven't seen him since. So it's very likely that we probably won't see him again. But that's just a thing. Yeah, you see him. He shows up for a day, and he's like, "Peace, I'm out." I'm like, "What the fuck, bro? You barely even said hello. Why the fuck?" Okay, fine. I guess you're gone then. Okay. Shit. The YouTube algorithm doesn't like my video anymore. Big Edge. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, and then okay, so yeah, Turning Point 4 and an excellent chapter before this called Lament, which fleshes out one of the characters that I find to be very, very enjoyable. That's that. Pain. Rudyard gone for good. No, I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he shows up later, but we haven't seen him for a while, so you enjoy it while it lasts in the fucking volume 10. Enjoy the Rudyard stuff while it lasts. Because it ain't gonna last for long. Because it just doesn't fucking... Turning Point 4, is it oldest? Not gonna tell you for those fucking people who are like fucking like anime onlys, because Turning Point 4 is peak fiction, and I don't recommend spoiling yourself for it. I really don't. It is fucking goated. It's really fucking goated. If you want, you can see my reaction to Turning Point 4. I think I recorded that shit. Yeah, I streamed that shit. So if you want to, you can do that. Anyways, right, and since Turning Point 4 was the last chapter of Volume 14, then you have Volume It's reverse. Volume 15, which is the most recent English printed Mushoku Tensei volume, and it's fucking good. It's fucking good. You start out with these chapters called the diary chapters, and holy shit, they're fucking good. Holy shit, they're fucking good. Yeah, it's really fucking good. I really liked the fucking chapters a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. So yeah. Yeah. And then you have a fight. You see Eris is right there. Eris is right there. Yeah, she comes back. Yeah, it only took it took what, 9 volumes for her to come back. Yikes. But yeah. Yeah, that's what the meme's about. You don't see her again, and you don't see her with Rudius again for another 9 or 8 volumes. She does show up in side chapters, but like I don't really count those because the side chapters are honestly kind of mid. But anyway, yeah. So it's an alright volume. It's definitely not peak fiction. It's definitely not one of the best volumes in the fucking series. It's definitely not that great. She's been training hard though. Shut the fuck up. There you go. She's been training hard though. Yeah, I know. And with that, I instantly got to 0 viewers. Hello, lovely people who are in the chat. Apparently, YouTube doesn't recognize you. Hello there. Anyway. I need to get back to fucking reading. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. I made that fucking meme video hoping that people wouldn't talk about Best Girl and shit in my streams, but apparently people still do. So yeah. I am aware that you guys are here, but for some reason YouTube says 0 concurrent viewers. I'm like, that's a lie. I know you guys are here. Anyway, yeah, it's fucking weird. Now it says 7. Really inconsistent here, YouTube. You're fucking tripping me out here. You're tripping balls here. You fucking... Yeah, I am aware people are here. I'm aware of that. I am aware. Anyway, have y'all played the best game of all time, Genshin Impact? It is a fucking goated game. Yeah, I know. Let's get back to the fucking...
Years old. A parent graduating. He seems to have a lot of troubles. No.
Love the meme edit videos you make.
About it at the banquet today?
Thanks.
He doesn't know about it. It would be trouble if one of the leading men cancelled at the
I
last minute.
have live
But
streams
after
too.
this, what are you doing? Is my timing okay? It doesn't matter if you come back with
Yeah,
us,
thanks
or
for
if you
watching
slip
the
home for
meme
some more
videos.
time with
So.
Ellen Elize. That's
Really
my intention when I
appreciate
asked
it.
him.
Really
You answered my
appreciate
question
it.
with silence. Is it hard to reply? Perhaps you haven't got to enjoy your uniform play with Ellen Elize yet? I've talked it over with Liz, and considered it. Clip paused for a few seconds and then spoke. I want you to wait 1 year. For a moment, I did not understand what I had been told. The reservation at the tavern is for today. There is no way we can wait an entire year. Well, until your child has grown a little more, is what you mean. Xanova's words helped me straighten my thoughts. Back in January, Cliff had said that he would give me an answer before the graduation ceremony. He was trying to give me that answer just now. No, I had not forgotten. I had thought it would be fine to hear it after today because of the graduation and banquet. Yeah, Clive is still pretty small. At least until he is weaned, I want to watch over him. With a serious face, Cliff looked down over the magic city Sharia. When you look from up here, the entire cityscape can be easily seen. My house stands out a bit because of the green roof.
More like
To go to the Holy Land of Meles from here takes 2 years. However, Rudius, if I use the teleportation magic at your place, it becomes possible to shorten the travel time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do with less, but a grace period of a year should be fine at least. It seems Cliff believes that it is absolutely necessary for him to return home 2 years after graduation. It's a matter of duty. That magic, I can use it? Of course, no matter what, you can use it? Thanks. Teleportation magic is taboo. It's not something people would use even in an emergency. Cliff may have some hesitation about employing it for a private matter. And then, Rudius. About the matter of joining your company, or becoming your associate? Cliff seemed to be having trouble saying it. Is this the kind of flow where I'm refused? At least if he will listen to reason, I'm sure I can persuade him. About that, I'd also like you to wait. To wait. I'm sure, with the dragon god Orsted's backing, I can achieve a high position in the Mealy's religious order. We could raise him to the top. Orsted should be familiar with the internal workings of the Mealy's order. There is a possibility that, because of his long series of loops, he knows the weaknesses of the order's leaders in this period. However, I feel that would be useless. For me, my own strength has been my best asset so far. How far that strength can take me in the Mealy's order, it's something I would like to know as well. A chair made for me by someone else's hands, I don't want to sit in it. Cliff clenched his fist as he said that. I can understand. It's the same as the people who challenged me to a duel earlier. It's the desire to test one's own ability. It's the part of Cliff which is still a boy. As a result, once I stand at the top of the Mealy's order, I will become your associate. Cliff wants to stand at the top, but in this situation it seems I won't be able to help. Just falling from power is fun. I should just find another inroad to the Mealy's order, and Cliff, he could even just become the exclusive helmet craftsman. I'm reluctant to put him in a position where he will be murdered. I really don't want a dead friend. Or, since Cliff wants to be challenged, should I just let it slide? And so, Cliff,
He
you
doesn't
intend to
want
go
a
alone in
dead
year?
friend.
What about your
Dead
family?
friends aren't
Xanadu spoke instead
fun.
of me. If that's so, Ellen Elize and Clive, I wonder.
AI reading like Zoom class. Does an AI bot really like go through Zoom class? I'm interested. Why the fuck do you have an AI bot like voice reading text during Zoom? I'm wondering, why do you have that? Like Zoom class. Like, do you just have like a textbook on the side that you're just like, I don't want to actually read this, so I have the AI bot just do it for me? It's not even really an AI bot. I don't think. Pretty sure it's not an AI bot. Is it an AI bot? Maybe it is. It probably is. Whatever. I'm a fucking computer science major. I should know this shit. It probably is an AI bot, and given it how small storage it is. Convenience. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What they will do. Cliff has a hard face. Rather, it's a troubled face. It doesn't seem apologetic, but it's a face full of decision. I'll leave them. For how long? At least until I'm full-fledged.
Holy shit.
Full-fledged.
Holy
in
shit.
short, you
We're
don't know how
going to
long.
go through this shit again. Okay. All right. So, for you, this song is fire. Can someone tell me what it is? It's freaking hilarious. God Shattering Star, Fire Emblem Three Houses. You're probably not in this live stream. I don't blame you if you aren't. But anyway, yeah. If you go to fucking give me a second here. Did I dox anything? I did not. Okay. Glad I'm Indonesian, lol, because many YouTubers take like 20-minute summaries so I can remember the story you read. You read. Don't know what that means, but okay. I don't want to analyze that shit to the max. I am losing brain cells as the night goes on, so give me a second here. Let me bring up the comment section. And as I say in the fucking comment section, God Shattering Star from Fire Emblem Three Houses. This guy says, thank you. You're welcome, kind sir. So yeah. In fact, there you go. There you go. I know I'm getting really pissy about that, but it's gonna be a common thing now. Should I just put in the description? Yeah, people don't read the description anyway. Ah, shit. Nah, whatever. Let's just keep going.
Looking over at Ellen Elize, She is still with her arms folded at her stomach, and her eyes are closed. Is that acknowledgement? But what good does that do? Also, wouldn't it be better if Elinalise is near Cliff and can watch over and support him? A version of Cliff's magic tool that will do more than ease her curse is still years away. No, there is nothing for me to say here. Cliff discussed this with Elinalise and came to this decision. This might be a big turning point for Cliff. I understand. If I respect Cliff's wishes, there is a risk. If Cliff dies because I let him slip out of my reach, I will lose my connection to the Holy Mealy's kingdom. I will also lose the person who is best at studying curses. But, there is also the possibility for a return. By struggling alone, Cliff may also slightly grow. After he joins up with us, Cliff who has grown should be someone who can be relied upon more than now. I don't know how it weighs against the risk, but there should be a benefit. If I think about it like that, there shouldn't be a problem. Cliff has decided his path, Elinalise has acknowledged it. Then, I think I should respect their opinion. Then, in 1 year, thank you. Ah, you're welcome. Saying so, Cliff holds out his hand. Grasping his hand, I nodded significantly. However, considering nothing will happen until Cliff becomes full-fledged, it might be more than 3 years from now before he joins us. Then at that time, I'll employ Cliff. I need to draw the distinction. Yet. First, we can go ahead and get in touch with Ariel's side. Doll sales with Zanaba have just begun, and I must work to increase our mercenary force as well. Speaking of which, I also want to foray into the Azura Kingdom. For 1 year, I think, we can work towards the capture of the Azura area and then decide on our future plans. It'll be busy. But before that, why don't we just celebrate the graduation today? Alright, Cliff Senpai, let's put an end to this difficult talk. Today, let's go someplace and make merry. That's right. In this way, the graduation ceremony of Zanaba and Cliff came to an end. http://www.urbandictionary.com/define.php, term equals Ryajuyo. Endnote, husband. Side story, a country hit goes to the city. Part 1. There's a letter for Nina. That summer a letter reached Sword King Nina Farian. The Holy Land of the Sword is a place covered by perpetual...
A side story within an intermission volume. I wonder if this is filler. Someone tell me if this chapter is filler. I wonder if it is. A side story within an intermission chapter. Holy shit. It just might be filler. Holy fuck. Anyway, let's speed through this fucking shit.
Snow, where it is always cold, but that day was one that could be spent warmly, almost like spring. The head of the dojo, Sword God Gulfarian said, "You may as well do as you like, there's no sense in training on a day like this." Before decisively taking a nap. A letter.
It's not. Why the fuck? Okay.
Since Nina was diligent, she was earnestly training hard, but her hand was stopped by the arriving letter. Is. Soul, T. Dripping with sweat, Nina received the letter from the deliverer man with a broad smile. On the back of the letter was the coat of arms of the water god style along with a nostalgic name. Isolde Cruel. Several years ago she was Nina's training partner, now she is the head of the water god style. She is currently working as a swordsmanship instructor in Azura Kingdom, she should have taken over as the manager of the water god style dojo there. She was someone who had been Nina's friend, but neither of them had spoken since Isolde had left the Holy Land of the Sword several years ago. And so the arrival of the letter was unusual.
It's not called that in this fucking thing. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, it's the PDF itself is titled 20.5. Not 21. 21 starts later. So I don't know what's happening there. But let's continue.
Let's see. Nina ripped into the envelope with joy, and took the stationery from inside of it. However, the moment she saw the densely packed script, her expression glazed over. I wonder what is written here. Nina could not read the characters. She is just about literate enough to read the name of an acquaintance, but her skill does not extend to the point where she can read something this long. In the Holy Land of the Sword this isn't something to be embarrassed over. Somebody else can read it. Nina was born and raised in the Holy Land of the Sword. However, among those who live at the dojo, there are some who were brought up and properly educated. Someone else should be able to read it. Nina went into the backyard.
Okay,
Several disciples
fine.
had settled there, and had taken to chatting leisurely in the
I don't
sun.
know what to tell you,
Usually
man.
this would be the point where Nina would thunderously scold them for slacking. Because of that, many of them rose and hastily began making excuses.
Maybe just
Today
move
is an unusual
on.
day when the
No,
dojo's
I will
master
not
personally
move
declared a
on.
holiday. Nina did not
Fuck
scold them,
that.
but instead asked if
Moving
anyone could
on.
read her letter.
No.
They each looked at one
I
another,
cannot move
then one of them raised
on.
his hand. Nina held the letter out saying, "If you can read human language," and then passed it to him to be read. The content was concise. It was the events of the past few years leading up to the present. Ryuda had died, and somehow or another Isolde had taken over the dojo. As a sword instructor she found herself quarreling with Kislane frequently. She had been reminiscing fondly about her time with Nina. Nina could imagine the stuffy fastidious Isolde's face angered by Ghislaine's blunt speech. Then, from the last line of the letter, her face became serious. Soon, the coronation for Her Majesty Ariel will be completed. 1 month before and after the coronation is a festival to raise the spirit of the entire country. Therefore, at that time, please come and play no matter what. Immediately as she heard it, Nina decided to go to the Azura Kingdom. She did not worry for a moment. Speedy snap judgment is the motto of the Sword God style. Part 2. In Azura Kingdom's capital of Arus, its thoroughfare had become packed with people. The crowd was thick enough that you would bump into someone if you stumbled one step to the side and disappear into the crowd several meters in. The density is just like a certain Aban festival's third day. It was the eve of the coronation in the capital city of the Azura Kingdom, Arus, and people had gathered from all over the world. There are those who came to the country with the hope of glancing the next ruler of the world's most powerful nation. To offer congratulations, there are nobles from other countries who have been dispatched as goodwill ambassadors. Unemployed swordsmen have gathered for the chance at work in case the government services will be hiring at this time. Predicting simple jobs with straightforward rewards, adventurers had gathered. Bounty heads trying to escape from their pursuers taking the opportunity to hide like a tree in the forest. The merchants who came in order to pursue a money-making scheme, selling a dubious product in a place where many people have gathered. So on and so forth. Every race dwelling on the central continent had been gathered in this country. In addition, the White Knights of Azura were performing a parade that day. In an attempt to catch a glimpse of the admired knights, the townspeople had stretched out their legs into the thoroughfare. Whoa. Meanwhile, while craning her neck restlessly, Nina walked towards the center of town. This was the first time in her life she had seen such a crowd. This girl had thought she had seen large numbers of people in many towns before, but the crowd here was beyond her imagination. She couldn't help but become confused. TCH, watch where you're walking. Now. Which one of you? Where? The opponent she thought was selling her a fight vanished into the crowd. This was a first for her. She has been a sword king for some time. With her characteristic sharp senses, never before has she failed to understand the source of abusive language. This time, the other side was allowed to walk away with only words as a response. Perhaps he did not even see Nina's face. In this city, words like that. I wonder if such a thing is like a greeting. In the holy land of the sword, someone who approached her with a mouth like that would have been sent to the healing magician in an instant. You must not think that someone is trying to pick a fight with you even if they are rude in the city. Hey, pretty Oni-san, why don't you come over here for a little bit? I'm pretty. As she was walking along in a daze, she was abruptly stopped by a person with the air of a merchant about him. He had a small shop nearby, and seemed to be selling something. Yes. This is the first time I've seen a woman as beautiful as you. By the way, it seems like you aren't familiar with the capital. Is this your first time visiting? Yes, but how did you know? It's obvious at first glance. The way you are jostled about in the crowd is proof that you are a person from another country. To hear that her movements were obviously that of someone from the country, Nina blushed. She had previously stretched her legs out into other cities. But, from the point of view of this urbanite, the places Nina had thought were cities was still in the countryside. It's a terrible crowd of people. Are all of them here to witness the coronation? Yeah, there is that, but there is also going to be a parade of the White Knights, so everyone is gathering in the street for that. I see. There are signboards everywhere instructing people who wish to see the parade to head for the main streets.
Listen.
As for the people with no business there, they should keep to the back streets. That's my fault, I can't really read. Oh, alright, if you don't intend to view that parade and you don't have business here, you can go out the back here and down Sarutan Avenue, if that's what you want, alright. Is that okay? There's no toll. No, that's free of course. Ah, that's right. If you can't read, inside I have a product that might be good for you. It's a doll which comes with a picture book. At the end of the book there is a part to help you learn the characters. It's a popular item. I can't afford such a thing as a book. It's okay. Our book is much cheaper than a common text. 2 Azura large copper coins. No, for you, I'll go as low as an Azura large copper coin and 8 copper coins. How about it? Before she had noticed, Nina was making her way down a less crowded street, clutching a doll and a picture book in her hand. The contents of her purse had been reduced by exactly 1.8 Azura large copper coins. This is the result of that man cutting off her speech and continuing to talk in rapid succession. It had the appearance of a scam, but did not really give off that kind of feeling. The speed at which things developed paralleled that time in which Sword God Gulfarian joined in a training session. Nevertheless, 1.8 large copper coins. That might be a cheap price for a book, but it is still a lot of money from the point of view of Nina. However, Nina felt that it would disgrace the name Sword King, if she did not repay him for the directions. Like this, it's fine. Thinking that, Nina began to walk. Sarutan Avenue was about 2 meters narrower than the main thoroughfare. It was kind of damp and there were underpasses every so often. It gave off the feeling of a local path, but just as the merchant had said, though it wasn't as wide as the main street, it was comparably less crowded. Well, it was only not crowded when compared to the previous street. Even so, by getting away from the people coming in and out of the center of the city, Nina was able to progress more smoothly. This way, I'll make it to Isolde's dojo by this evening somehow. 1.8 large copper coins is probably not such a bad trade for that information. While thinking so, Nina looked down at the picture book and doll in her hand. It was a doll of a demon race with a spear. It's the same person as on the cover of the book. Perhaps, he might be a hero. The unusual thing was, it was a supered race. She didn't know what kind of story it was. Nina, as a warrior, wanted to try fighting a supered race. According to her friend Eris's story, the supered race is fiendishly strong. Eris is a mad dog. Even the devil would turn his eyes away from her and cross the street when faced with her killing intent. The supered race that she talked about so proudly. Nina was a little interested in it. Besides, if you can use this book to study like the merchant said, studying between practice might also not be a bad idea. As she was walking, lost in her imagination, cheers sounded out from the direction of the thoroughfare. Apparently, the parade seems to have begun. After hearing all that noise, Nina became a little interested. Her original intention was to go right to Isolde, but now she kind of wanted to go toward the parade and watch. On the edge of Nina's field of vision she thought she saw something, just a glance. It was something she had certainly seen before, a woman with red hair caught her eye. Eris. Why is that girl here? Her eyes, hopefully, chased after the girl. This was surely her. 2 meters above the elevation of the thoroughfare that redhead suddenly appeared. She only saw her from behind, but, based on her demeanor, Nina was convinced. There was no doubt. It was Eris. Arias. She didn't understand why that person was here. A nostalgic feeling clung in her chest and her voice was arrested. Look, Lucy, do you see it? I see. It's sparkling. She had suddenly stopped. The reason was a nearby little girl receiving a piggyback ride. Eris, I wanted to let her ride on my shoulders. No good, wouldn't you just lick Lucy's thigh anyway? Yesterday you did something similar to me. How rude. That's not something I would do to my own daughter. Is that so? Well, if it's you I would certainly lick it clean. Eris was having a conversation with the man standing next to her. He was someone familiar to Nina. Something which had become a bit of a trauma for Nina, the demon lord Bedigati. Someone had killed him with a single blow. He's that magician. He's regarded as the right hand of the dragon god and, recently, he has been sighted in many different places. It's Rudius Grere. Nina received some kind of shock. She knew that Eris went to find Rudius. She knew Eris went to join up with Rudius to fight Orsted. Because Eris did not send any letters after that, Nina assumed she was dead, and yet she had heard rumors on the wind that Eris had appeared in the Azura kingdom alongside of Rudius. Rudius then became the right hand of the dragon god, and so Nina assumed that Eris had been forced into the dragon god's camp. Nina thought, surely she has become stronger, stronger than in the past. However, the Eris which can be seen right now, she was in a place far from Nina's imagination. While arguing jokingly with a man, those two people. That girl getting the piggyback ride, Nina wondered if she could be Eris's daughter. Eris married and raising children, this is something she couldn't possibly have imagined. Eris, that beast, that mad dog, how could she become like that? Then the pair of them, coming sightseeing peacefully, flirting with her husband. I'll go meet Isolde. Thinking that, Nina removed herself from Eris's line of sight.
Stranger things have happened in
becoming
the
a sword king,
Mushoku
she had finally
Tensei
leveled the
world.
field against Eris, but now she felt a tremendous sense of defeat. By the way, though they were not visible to Nina, just on the other side of Rudius stood Roxy and Sylvie. In the immediate vicinity, it should also be known, were 2 other people, Zanaba and Julie. Part 3. After that, Nina traveled to Isolde's dojo. There was no frivolous atmosphere here, and that combined with the smell of sweat set Nina's heart at ease. After greeting Isolde, she was introduced to her disciples. Everyone had a female presence, or perhaps the male presence was just more sophisticated. Either way, these don't feel like swordsmen. After having been shown around the dojo, Isolde led Nina to her home. While she was staying in Arus, it had been arranged for Nina to be at Isolde's house. There was space for her at the house where Isolde lives, the reason being that it contained an extra
You
room.
can hear my burps.
Formerly it
Can't
had been
you?
the room of water god
Fuck.
Riada. It was quite tidy. Other than that thing with Riada, Nina was relieved to find no male presence in Isolde's home. Water Emperor,
Fuck, even
Sword
the small
Instructor,
burps
Knight.
you can hear.
She
Fucking
should certainly
hell.
be popular. If that Eris is married and has children,
Shit.
it wouldn't be weird for Isolde, who has a
This thing-
sparkling
this
clear
thing picks
atmosphere,
up.
to have found a man. It would not have been funny to be introduced to her husband and children upon arriving at her house. Because she had been expecting something like that, she was relieved. Nina-san. By the way, at the close of the parade there is going to be a little gathering. I know you are probably tired from your long journey, but would you come along and participate? No matter what, I want to introduce a Sword King to various kinds of people. Nina stowed her luggage, then paused and took a single breath to consider Isolde's suggestion. Yeah, that sounds nice. Nina answered lightly. She didn't really understand what this small gathering was about, but it wasn't like she had any other plans for that evening. She could start her sightseeing tomorrow. She thought that would be fine. Then, in less than an hour, she came to regret her answer. Of course, some things occurred before that. At first she thought it was something funny. She was led by Isolde to a large mansion near the country's royal palace. That place, despite being a small gathering, wasn't small at all. The thought was, she cheated. After that, she was brought into a luxurious room where she was asked to choose a luxurious dress, which she was then forcibly stuffed into by more than one maid. This thing, it's absolutely a noble's party or something. The thought became, I shouldn't have come. Why did I agree to this so easily? Why did I come so nonchalantly? Why didn't I resist when I was made to change my clothes? If it was the ordinary Nina, at any point she could have resisted and escaped from that place. However, there was one way in which this deviated from the ordinary. This was not a battle using swords. She was packaged in a dress she was unfamiliar with, it was hard to walk in those abominable shoes, and her swords were taken. Her waist was lonely, her suspension was faltering. In that state, Nina was dragged along by Isolde and introduced to people at the party venue. There was only one slight relief for Nina. The people who were introduced to her at the party were not only nobles. Although there were many nobles, there were also knights and those of common birth such as the ace of the Magician's Guild from another country. These were people from the real world who Nina could understand. Some of them were also fooled, just like Nina, these people all had puzzled looks on their faces. Knowing that she wasn't alone, these people gave her a little peace of mind. She calmed down, Nina is a sword king. Once she ascertained the other party, then it becomes possible to evaluate whether or not she can win. Knowing the opponents around there were just small fry, her mind can become calm. Nina finally cleared her mind. When she did, she realized, I'm hungry. Her appetite returned. Thinking about it, she had not eaten since noon. Swordsmen of the sword god style are unanimously heavy eaters. Even when secluding themselves in the forest for ascetic training, they will not skip a meal. It was inevitable that the variety of food at the party venue would captivate her sight. For a person without hesitation, after being offered great food and drink, the result is the need to be excused to the toilet. That was unavoidable. Although she was able to arrive at the toilet with the guidance of a maid, after she was finished there was no longer a maid to help her struggle with the unfamiliar clothing. Because of this, in the mansion which was like a labyrinth, there was no way she wouldn't become lost while searching for the original venue. I wonder if I've gone mad. While walking vaguely down a dimly lit hallway, Nina sighed from her heart. In any case, after coming to the Azura Kingdom she was overwhelmed by the atmosphere of the place, she could not regain her condition. The idea that being a Sword King brought her to the level of world class had been shattered to pieces. Like in the past, maybe I've been moving without thinking. After becoming Sword King, shouldn't obtaining disciples have been possible? Or perhaps, after becoming acquainted with Eris, Nina was influenced by her personality. Unlike
Just
the old
wake
days,
up,
it may
ya
not be possible to
bitch.
succeed while moving without thinking about the consequences. At
It's
this rate, becoming
midnight
a
for
strong swordsman
me.
is something that has
Fuck
become
you.
distant. Come to think of it, that Eris, I forgot
It's
to
in the
tell
middle of
Isolde about
night
her.
for me. I might
If Eris
not
was in the
last
same
so
town,
long.
she wanted to be able to do three-man practice with her. As soon as she thought that the scene from earlier that day came into her mind, and she shook her head to push it away. That isn't the Eris that I knew anymore. Whatever, quickly she'll go back to the venue. Finding an appropriate place to leave, she'll return to the house. Although it is an uncomfortable place, Azura has lots of attractions. With Isolde as a guide, she could spend days exploring. The town seems like a festival, so it should be quite fun. Afterwards, it would be a good idea to visit the local sword god style dojo. Alright. In front of Nina's renewed determination
It's
appeared a door with light leaking
4:40.
from it. The door is small, so it won't be the party hall. However, the person inside should know the way to the venue. It'll be fine if she just asks that person. Mildly relieved, Nina inched closer to the door. Dash, your majesty, Ariel
Funny.
also would not want that thing to be exposed. Hearing such an overt threat, she stopped. Her Majesty. Ariel. In this country there is only one person called that, even a hick like Nina knows this. Ariel and Mayazura. In spite of being exiled for nearly 10 years in the Renault Kingdom, she came back like a comet and won the throne, a charismatic queen. It is no exaggeration to say that all of the revelry in the capital Arus is taking place just for her. That thing? What are you talking about? You don't remember. Nina concealed her footsteps and approached the door. From the door's gap she peered into the middle of the room. In that place were two people, a man and a woman. Sitting in the chair was a blonde, and beside her was a man with light brown hair. The face of the man standing beside her, it was familiar. I have some ideas. It's Dash.
I have some ice cream to eat, but I don't think it's a good idea to eat ice cream at midnight. 12:30 to be exact. 12:43. 12:43. I don't think it's a good idea.
Was Rudius Grere. He was making a smile completely different from the smile he had worn earlier in the day with Eris. It was an obscene smile belonging to a different person, which he produced close to Ariel's face. Nina quickly assessed the situation. He's pressing her for sex. The man named Rudius Grere, in addition to Eris, had two other wives. Also she had heard rumors somewhere that he was a very lustful person. In addition to that, she had heard the story that he had put in considerable effort behind the scenes to back Ariel
Might
into
not
becoming
be
queen.
very healthy.
Since he is working under
What are you
Orsted, he
talking
probably
about?
helped Ariel as his minion.
Chocolate
And,
fudge
perhaps,
brownie
he intends
ice
to have
cream
sex with
is
Ariel using a
healthy.
sword or
I don't
something from
know
that time as
what
leverage.
you're talking about.
I'll cut him
man.
down. Nina is immediately determined. She doesn't understand what kind of material Ariel is being blackmailed with. She doesn't know how much stronger Rudius is. Right now, she doesn't even have a sword. But, deciding not to care about such things, Nina intended to kill the man in front of her eyes. There was no point worrying about it. Isolde is a subordinate of Ariel. Seeing her friend's boss being blackmailed, there can be no hesitation in cutting him down. Although the current Nina would normally think, I should just wait a moment. In the past few hours, stress had built up inside of her. However, in that instant, from behind her, bloodthirst washed over Nina in a wave. Psu. She rushed to look to her rear. There, wearing a bright blood-red dress, stood a demon. Eris. Why didn't she realize this person would be here? Eris was with Rudius. Here was Rudius. Then it wouldn't be odd for her to accompany him to this mansion. Nina. Eris made a puzzled expression for an instant, but then her face strained. You, just who do you think you are directing that bloodthirst towards? This is bad. Eris, in that state, does not stop. If she notices Rudius in the other room then there will be two opponents. If it's 2-on-1, Eris doesn't have a sword, but then she would be sandwiched between her and a magician. Oh. Eris, you came back. By the time Nina had thought of it, it was too late. The door behind her opened and Rudius came out. Nina instantly realized she could no longer win at that point. However, she still faced that beast of the sword god style. Nina pulled power to her abdomen and feet. Now, Rudius-sama, just give up. We can't leave our guest waiting. Seeing the expression of Ariel's face as she looked at Rudius, the power let out of Nina. She did not have the face of someone asking for help, there was no desperation there. Nina felt that something was wrong. Many times in the last few hours she had felt the same thing. You aren't being threatened. Ariel saw Nina crouched down with a puzzled expression. Ariel was not acquainted with Nina. However, Ariel regarded Nina's expression, the expression of Eris, her own conversation, and Nina's position, and instantly realized what was going on. No, I had asked Rudius for a favor and was declined. Because I wanted him to accept by any means, I prodded a weakness of Rudius a little, but he splendidly countered me. Hearing only the latter part, you thought I had been threatened, and were trying to help me. Nina nodded, her eyes swimming in bewilderment. Ariel caught her arm quietly and helped her to stand. Thank you very much. This is the first time we have met. I am the Azura Kingdom's next queen, Ariel and Azura. Oh, the next queen of Azura, Ariel, is so close. Moreover, she is actually introducing herself. Her understanding couldn't keep up with the situation, and so Nina found herself looking towards Eris. She had an annoyed expression, but she sighed and decided to throw her friend a lifeline. This is Nina. Eris-sama, is she your acquaintance? Yeah, she is Sword Saint Nina Farian. We trained together in the Holy Land of Swords. Eris chimed in even though she didn't know why Nina was here. I've become a Sword King as well. The same as you. Oh yeah? Congratulations. She said that curtly to Eris, but otherwise Nina remained silent. It had seemed like Nina was just meaninglessly proud of being a Sword King. However, she was just correcting Eris. Well then, Nina-sama. The party tonight is something that was organized by myself and Rudia-sama. I think later there will be an opportunity to share stories, but first of all, please go and enjoy yourself. Yes. With that, Ariel smiled gently and walked down the hallway with Rudius. Nina saw them off with a sigh. Today, truly, is just a series of crazy things. Hey, why are you here? Then, she turned towards the voice of Eris behind her. She was wearing a bright red dress with her hair up, it was quite becoming. Accessories such as a necklace and earrings, she was also wearing them. It was like a real noble's daughter. Eris. That dress, it looks good on you. That's because Rudius chose it. It's only natural. Eris pushed out her chest and carelessly boasted, she didn't seem like that previous beast of a person at all. Eris, you haven't changed so much after all. Well. This was probably a good chance. Say. Listen Eris. About Isolde. Nina, with a sigh, started to complain to Eris. Part 4. By the end of the day Nina still did not quite understand the purpose of the party. Rudius came back after that and returned to the venue with Eris. Dragon God Orsted is your ally. If you accept now, I'll throw in this detergent. It's great. There is no contract fee, when a certain guy awakens in 80 years or so you simply have to lend forces to Dragon God Orsted. For the next 100 years and beyond Orsted Corporation is on your side. Please cast your vote accordingly. And, he said a lot of things which couldn't be understood but just nodded at. It seems Rudius was gathering allies. That thing a little while ago was a misunderstanding. I don't know what you mean by that. Now she was ready to lend her strength to Eris's husband. However, Nina could not think of a way to go about it. Because the fight would take place more than 80 years in the future, it was unrealistic for Nina to try and save her power to lend to Orsted. Others, like Nina, were also puzzled. But, eventually everyone nodded. Are you referring to the ice cream? Since it was being asked by Ariel, there wasn't a person in the place who could say that they were reluctant.
Jeez, that's a delay if that's the case.
On the recommendation of Eris, Nina was supposed to stay bottled up at the party venue. Isolde was also together with her. About this mansion, apparently it was a thing that Ariel bestowed to Rudius. Eris boastfully told them to make themselves at home. That night there was conversation among those three people for the first time in a long while. Isolde grumbled, that soon she too would find someone, to the Eris who wouldn't shut up about Rudius. To speak to these two guys in person, it made Nina remember the old days, it was downright nostalgic. The contents of their talks had changed a little compared to then, but what had not changed was how much fun it was. After being alone all this time, it seems like it was a good idea to come to the capital Arus. Then, by the time the next day had dawned, that strange sense of defeat and jealousy had faded, Nina had regained herself. Part 5. Before the end of Ariel's coronation ceremony, Nina had plenty of time to enjoy the capital city Arus. The attractions, the crowds, the dojos, she went to all the places she had thought about going. She wasn't alone. While there were many days that Isolde could not be there because of work, Eris always followed along for some reason. At first, Nina couldn't figure out why. Every time Eris opened her mouth she would talk only about Rudius. There were many times when she thought it wasn't the place to talk about Rudius at all. But Nina finally understood Eris after they were together for a long time. It seems that Eris wanted to entice Nina, she was soliciting for Rudius. Her awkward stories didn't get to the point, but she was sincere, and her desperate words moved Nina's heart. She didn't quite understand, it seemed to be the same thing as Rudius's speech, but it was something she should think about. Part 6. Once the coronation ended, Nina returned to the Holy Land of the Sword. She thought about things the entire way back. The war in 80 years, she had agreed to join Orsted's camp. The happy Eris, bright Eris, the unlikely energetic Eris. That Rudius who was next to her. While thinking about them she rode her horse forward. A conclusion, of course, she never reached one. However, once she looked at the person who welcomed her to the Holy Land of the Sword, she was hooked and something suddenly clicked within Nina. The person greeting her was her cousin. He was a master swordsman who was always chasing behind her, but very soon he too would be a sword king. The young man's name was Jino Britz. Once she saw him, Nina said the first words that popped into her head. There was no hesitation at all. Because speedy snap judgment is the motto of the sword god style. Hey, Jino. Shouldn't we get married? After a few months, a married couple of sword kings was born, but that's another story. Side story, coming of age ceremony.
Uh, a couple of swords, swordmen, kings, just a couple of kings, you know. They couple of kings, yeah. Couple of kings, eh? Couple of kings, yeah. Hold up. Let me check some. The two sword kings thing will get retconned, so it's not very important. I mean, the way they played it off, I'm assuming not. I like Gina's character. It's good filler. Yeah, it's good filler. Yeah, I'd say it's good filler. That's probably good filler. I'd rate that on the higher end of filler in Mushoku Tensei. I mean, I prefer not having filler, but if you have to, make it good. Um, anyway, I gotta go refill this hydro flask, so I'll leave some music and I'll leave the stream to this for like a minute or a minute and a half ish. I don't know. I love Persona 5. It's a really good soundtrack. Coming of age story for Norn and Aisha, I'm assuming. I mean, how close were they to being born? Was it like a week? A day? Was Paul like right after impregnating fucking Zenith? Was he like, you know what? Let's go with Lilia. Like one day after. Like, oh yeah, we're basically twins. We're basically born on the same day. Uh, yeah, that's very uncomfortable to think about, Paul. Paul! Why are you doing this, Paul? Why'd you fuck two bitches within a week, Paul? The same day. Paul! 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 Something's wrong, Paul! Paul! What the fuck, Paul? Aisha was born early. Lilia was triggered like immediately. Just saw the birth of Norn and is like, you know what? I'll go now. Throw my hat into the ring. Fucking hell. It explains why Aisha wants to have sex with Rudy. She's a weird one. She was born early, her brain didn't fully develop, and she is a little cuckoo in the brain. Let's discuss about season 2. Sure, what do you want to discuss about? What is there to discuss? I mean, what? It's gonna be a good season. I hope they adapt the school filler good. Are they going to adapt volume 7? I don't know. If that season got 2 parts, I think we got Norn's story. Well, yeah. The Doi, if it's 2 parts, if it's 24 episodes, it's gonna end with at the end of volume 12. The Doi. I think that's a given. In the novel, Aisha was conceived 1 month after, but they were born on the same day. The hands of fate fucking guided their birth. I don't fucking know why. Even then, a month is fucking short, Paul. That's a little fucking sus, Paul. That's how it's gonna end. 100%. Yeah, that's how it's gonna end. Dude, it ended on volume 6. It ended at the end of volume 6. Why don't you think like it's gonna keep going with in 6 volume increments? It's probably gonna keep going like that. Except for maybe season 3, it might end in volume 17, because that is a decent place to end with the whole Ariel scuffle. I don't think it'd be great to end on filler, but maybe. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. Maybe they'll do like season 2, 24 episodes, same thing as season 1 with adapting 6 volumes, and then they cut that off. And then they just do a 12 episode season adapting volumes 13 through 15. In that case, I support it. And then they go for another 6 increments from 16 to, in this case, 21. Oh yeah. Proposal, not marriage, but yeah. Proposal, not marriage. It's just quick maths. All the story until the part where he time traveled, then reestablished him as the main timeline. Would be cool to present the diary. I want it to happen. You might get like an OP length of the diary. Of like, you might get like something like a 2-minute part thing. I doubt they want to adapt that into. I'm sure they want to, but will they? That's a toughie. Animating Sylphie's corpse. Animating Eris's corpse. I doubt the animators want to go through that. I think they'll be scarred just animating that 24 hours for the next 3 days. I think that would be a little bit torturous. But maybe, I don't know. Let me put on a different persona. Oh, let's do this one. Sup, dude? Yes, I think they will adapt Volume 7. Yeah, I want that. They could do a movie for Volume 5 and 15. No, they're gonna keep doing. My prediction: they're gonna keep doing TV seasons. No movies, unless they do like a fucking side story thing. I think like the only thing that fit into a movie is Volume 7, and I don't think they're gonna do that because they announced Season 2 first. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm saying like for giving like volumes 13 to 15 their own season, I feel like instead of a usual 12 episodes, they might go like. Actually, no. Fight scenes are typically like half of volume 15 was a fucking fight scene. So they might, and that can be like a fucking 10-minute thing. You don't need a whole episode for that. So like legit half of the fucking volume was a fucking fight. So if they give the whole thing 12 episodes, then they might just like they might be giving more time to diary shit and prepping for the fight shit and lament chapter stuff, hopefully. But yeah, again, it's not gonna be till like 8 years from now, so I'll probably be around age 30 by the time that comes out. So we might have a Berserk anime that's actually good by then. Who knows? I think Turning Point 2 is similar, so it would be similar. The other half was Rudy talking to Hito bitch. Funny. Creating the armor. If they skip volume 7, I'll be mad AF. I mean, I get to see more Sylphie, so I get to see Sylphie sooner, so trade offer. They'll give us a 1 of 5 episode for that, I think. Can put you on the background. I'm eating some churros then work. Yeah, you don't need to tell me that, but thanks for staying. Yeah. I'm probably like after finals, I'm like actually moving out to like do an internship. So, and I'm gonna be, hold up, I'm gonna show you something. Give me a second. I need to get something. So, as I was saying, I'm gonna be moving out in like a week or two. So, and I won't be bringing my desktop with me. So instead, you'll be seeing a different place, different background, and you will also be seeing a different setup, probably different streaming setup, because I have to configure everything in a new environment, a laptop environment. I got a gaming laptop to hold me over for the time I'm doing my internship. I was able to save enough money to do this, and I'm happy I saved enough money to do this. It was a worthy investment. So yeah, I'll be able to stream with this, and yeah, it's gonna be a different setup, but different environment, but yeah, you know, it's whatever. I'm not gonna have my usual keyboard. I'm not gonna have my usual keyboard. I'm not gonna have my usual webcam. I might bring the webcam. I might bring the webcam. Whatever, it's fine. So let me see the comments I missed. Sounds cool, man. Cool. Me too. Even the manga skip it, but they're making it now. Yeah, I know. This has been the worst trade offer in the history of mankind ever. What are you talking about? You get more selfie and you skip volume 7 for skipping volume 7. You know, sold at. You don't get sold at. You don't get Sara, but more selfie. We take those. We take those. We take those W's. Yeah, we take those. We take those. Easy. Easy trade offer. Yeah. You skip Rudy depressed? He's depressed at school. It's fine. If you look at people who dislike Mushoku Tensei, it's very weird. Hold up. There's this one dude. We could make some content out of this to get this guy. Hold up. I need to find this guy again. I need to find this guy. He commented on one of my videos before. I need to find that shit. Found him.
It is dark. It is dark. It is dark.
All right. Let me get this ready, set up. And you skip 3. Yes. Simping. Imagine that, just enjoying amazing stories. Fuck. The Tide Pod casing got on this, so this part's like harder than I have to wash this shit. Whatever. I'll just throw it in the wash again. Anyway, I'm trying to make this setup. So, browser, and then, you. Okay, so this guy is so fucking annoying. Holy shit. All right. You want to get triggered. All right. So this guy criticized Mushoku Tensei like a lot. And his criticisms were extremely annoying. Let me see here. Episodes 18 through 19. Episodes 21. Which one do we want to see here? Oh yeah. Okay. We'll go with the fucking Eris and Rudius sex scene. Let's go with this.
How would a brave heroes return to their base and find out that the underage girl has no family anymore. Her only option in this setting where women exist to be sexually abused at a very young age is to become the slut of her own uncle. Not the wife of a noble from a different family. Other houses don't exist for some reason. She can only be the slut of her own uncle. This way there is a convenient excuse for what happens next. The only logical thing this underage girl can do is to become part of the family of the pedo's protagonist. Although she already is part of his family, they are cousins. And she doesn't want to be adopted, so the problem can be fixed simply by being siblings. She wants to be his wife, although he is only 12 years old, and she doesn't want to simply get married and be done with it. She also wants to have sex with her 12-year-old cousin, although she doesn't have to. And the pedo protagonist, instead of showing his maturity since he is 40 years old by now, agrees to have sex with an underage girl.
I agree that Rudy should be more grown up. But you don't want to hear this? Oh, but it's good content. It's good content. I had to endure this shit. This guy commented on one of my videos and I found this gem of a channel, dude. It makes my head like he forgot Rudy's death. We could see what he thinks about Turning Point 2. Give me a second here.
Yet another week, yet another amazing Mushoku Tensei episode.
In this episode of the redemption story, the pedo protagonist shows how much he has matured since the beginning of the show, but...
He forgot Rudy's death and Born Again. You don't want to watch this. He's got the yodeling in the background. It's funny because Mushoku Tensei is stupid. It's funny.
by molesting a minor. So basically he hasn't...
Okay, show the content, don't show his voice. His voice is annoying as shit. Yeah. But I think that's like what his thing is, to have an annoying voice. I mean, like, so oh, wrong thing. Oh, wait.
changed one bit, something which has been confirmed.
I'm sorry. How do I show the content but not show the voice? This is an entire voiceover here. Okay, show the comment. Don't show his voice. Oh no, the comment is nothing notable. The comment's like what? It was on my Mushoku Tensei volume fucking, what was it? You need to watch Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation video. It was on that. And if you don't like a P as an MC, then you mustn't watch Mushoku Tensei. That was his comment. And then I responded, that's fair. If you can't get over something like that, you really shouldn't be watching this show. Thankfully, weird fan service bullshit is not all this show has to offer. That's all I said. And I don't I found a lot more I got a lot more triggered looking at his content than the actual comment that he made on my video. What's the channel's name? Yes, that is, as you see right down here, is called That Anime Snob. He has like 7K subscribers, way more than me. The fact that this guy has a following's fucking weird, but...
Confirmed by his own family. Of course, the fans of the background art will insist he gets punished for it with a tsundere punch, which is presented as slapstick comedy, so it's fine when he keeps doing it in every episode without ever stopping, because that's...
You know he's not like raping Eris or anything. He's just like looking somewhat pervertedly. I think a punch is a fine reaction to that. Maybe an overdramatic one because it's Eris, but hey. And at this point, she's probably used to it. They've been traveling together for like how many years now? And this is a fucking medieval times shit, so it kind of like, it's kind of like, it's kind of like better than most people in that era-ish, but sure, let's put Rudius at a modern day standard since he's from the modern times. Uh, it's like, I don't know. Look, guys, a story that has bad things happening in it. Let's hate it. Murder is fine, though. Stop or I'll leave. Giga said that too. There are a lot of people who don't understand what a story is. We'll just stop. We'll stop watching this guy. But yeah, there's like a ton of people who are on Rudius. There are a ton of people who are like on Rudius like for like being perverted and shit. And like seeing his like depression and shit in volume 7, like they complain about him not having like a real character art and not really improving and shit. I think volume 7 really does a really fantastic job like covering those grounds. So like as this guy explained about Rudius being a pedophile and constantly being perverted and all that shit, is really refreshing to see him in volume 7 where he is the exact opposite of that. It's really refreshing. So like that's why I pulled up this channel to show you just how annoying some of these arguments can get, knowing full well how it's resolved and how it's pointed out, somewhat resolved in it directly resolved in volume 7. It's really like it grinds the gears. It grinds the gears, and I was watching this guy for like a few videos when I first discovered his channel, and the voice, the arguments, the lackluster editing, the constantly bashing people like Chibi Reviews and other anime YouTubers who are overly positive about shows and bashing on them because they're overly positive on the shows instead of just letting them be positive. It doesn't really fucking matter. Well, then again, you still do get like times where being overly positive is a detriment to the overall fan base. Genshin Impact being one of them. People are constantly talking about how the story's really good in that game, and then you go to story events and it's like just constant dialogue, constantly boring, and not really much action, not really changing the gameplay at all over the course of 2 years, but people still being overly positive about it makes them not change it at all. In Mushoku Tensei's case, the story's already finished, so being overly positive about it, it's not really making that big of a difference. Not really making that big of a difference. Wait till he discovers that the video Rudy was seen in episode 2 was... yeah. Rudy is basically a good man in their era. Yeah, they talk about this at length. Like, I'm pretty sure Roxy has talked about how Rudius is actually, like, pretty decent. I know, and no, sorry, not Roxy. Fucking Rinia and, the Beast Girl bitches, fuck. They say, like, he's actually somewhat decent. The video Rudy was seen in episode 2 was... Oh, the thing he was fapping to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was lolly porn, maybe? Rinnia and Persona, yeah. I'm pretty sure like they even like after he recovered from his ED, I'm pretty sure they talked about him being like somewhat like better than most people. So yeah. Yeah, it was really frustrating watching that dude's content, but like anyway, Anime Snob, if you're watching this, doubt you are because there's only 7 viewers in here. Hi, I think your content is shit. Go talk trash about me if you want. I don't fucking care. I'm just a fan of Mushoku Tensei. I like the show. If you want to bash me, that's fine and all. But for all of you Mushoku Tensei haters, if you bash the show, that's fine. It's just like being overly critical of a show and just constantly repeating the same arguments again and again in every single video that you make and every single comment that you make, it gets a little repetitive. Sure, you're saying it to different people every time, but you're in the Anime Snob's case, it's the same people watching every single video. I know you want to get views. You keep stressing on the same thing over and over again. That's fine. I mean, I do the same thing. Every single live stream I'm talking about waifus. So I understand the hustle. I understand the reason why you're doing it, but gotta admit, for a Mushoku Tensei fan, it is fucking annoying. Anyway, whatever. Was his niece, that's why his brother broke the screen. Oh. No wonder he's fine marrying his cousin then. Uh, delete my comment. What comment? Which comment, my dude? I'm not gonna delete it. That shit's fucking comedy gold. It's already on the stream, so it's not going away. I don't have mods. Dude, this is a fucking 8 viewer stream. No, there's no mods. uh, I know it's a joke. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this playing. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, season 2 is gonna be a weird one. And you see that, and as seasons go on, and every single anime show, like you filter out a lot of like the haters. Haters? Do you call them haters? Overly critical people of the show. As the seasons progress, they tend to lose interest in the show. They tend to dip. So you keep going. But then again, this guy kept talking about Rudius being a pedophile, and he lasted all the way to the end of season 1. So maybe he'll continue in season 2. I don't fucking know. I don't know why he would. Maybe just to get views. Let me just check.
It is dark. It is dark.
I just want to see, like, in comparison to his other videos, how did his Mushoku Tensei videos do? I just want to see. So they did do better. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense why he did that then. Let's keep watching the chapters. Hate watching is a thing, yeah. Hate watching is a thing, yeah. It's very frustrating. Yeah. Seeing that shit happen. But anyway, let's get on to Aisha and Norn coming of age story. Pretty sure that's what it says behind there. Ceremony.
Side story, coming of age ceremony. Part 1. Let's talk about my sisters.
Favorite volume
Norn has
so
been working hard
far, it's a toss-up between 15, 12, and 11. It's a toss-up. I'll just say 11 because it's not really appreciated as much in the Mushoku Tensei community. So I'll say 11. I'll be based.
The student council president. Recently, most of the students have come to recognize
Just
her as
drop the
student
show
council
if
president.
it's that
Norn
insufferable,
Rere.
but
The
you
number of
got
students who recognize her is
viewers, my
comparable to
guy.
Ariel's term as student council president. Norn is a popular student council president. In the general student population, there are many who call her Norn-chan familiarly. Norn seems reluctant, but it's just a nickname. Ariel was a student council president to be relied upon, while Norn has a more familiar feeling. Just, partially because of the SS, Norn Rere official fan club, she doesn't seem to have any romantic involvements. She also seems to have gained a position like the school mascot. Of course, not only has she been working hard on the student council, but also towards her studies. The other day, she achieved the intermediate rank in the Sword God style. Compared to her surroundings, her growth has been a little slow, but this should be considered normal. She seems to be taking other various classes as well, and is working hard studying magic. I don't know the details, but I've heard students say every time I look around I see student council president Norn. Although she didn't excel at one thing in particular, she has become well-rounded. Aisha has been sticking to Arus-kun like glue recently. One reason is probably that Eris is awkward with childcare, but my baby boy is cute, so I'm not bothered. This might be favoritism. I don't know whether this is good for my 3 children, but even I've been saying Arus-kun is cute. Like a favorite phrase recently. Of course, it's good. But, there's also a part of me that's a little worried. Though it could be said that I worry too much. For instance, whenever Arus was hungry, he would puff out his chest and cry without pausing for breath. The crying should at least pause for a moment when he breathes. Whenever Arus is held to someone's bosom he laughs happily. Aisha doesn't know what to think about that. But I still worry. Whenever I see breasts, I start thinking about my children. Well, I just worry if it's enough. About the Rudo Mercenary Company, things are going well. Although I declared it as the intelligence branch of the Orsted Corporation, and said we would expand it on a global scale.
Just think of that character progression, okay? Going from fapping to his niece in episode 2 to when he looks at women's breasts, he thinks about his children. Wow. Wow, character progression. It may be fucked up to think about. I mean, like, this author tends to think about sexual stuff a lot. You can see that in his writing, but that's a massive fucking improvement. Nor is like Tadana Hito, just a normal day-to-day person. I don't know who that is, but sure, I agree with you that she's like a normal everyday person.
I don't have the human resources, the buildings, or the permissions necessary to organize a branch office in another land. Rania and Persona have done well holding the reins. Aisha has the best mind for this sort of business. All of them are working hard. By the way, Norn and Aisha will be 15 years old soon. I don't think I need to go over this again, but in this world the 5th, 10th, and 15th birthdays are marked with a celebration. The 15th birthday is especially important. After 15 you're considered an adult, and nobles often celebrate with a large party. It's a coming-of-age ceremony. For people in this world, it could be called their most important day. And, although I shouldn't need to say this, I think we'll hold one celebration for both of them. That will require an even bigger...
I'm assuming you mean Comey can't communicate. In that case, I have not seen that show. Fuck that show. Fuck that show. It is a bad slice of life anime. And I haven't even seen it yet. It looks fucking weird and shit. I'll stick to my Toradora, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm judging it like just by looking at the trailers. I don't know, it just doesn't look like it's for me. It just doesn't look like it's for me. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in it. Have you seen the author's other series called Orc Erotic? No, and I don't plan on looking into it at all. Thank you very much for pointing that out. And he is anything but average. Dude is a Chad. Yes is bad, but I like it. Okay.
celebration. I've gotten plenty of money from Orsted. So we can afford to rent a huge venue. With my influential acquaintances, many people should come with gifts. And I'll treat Norn and Aisha like they're the only princesses in the world.
It's called
I
the
excitedly
Guilty
told Roxy
Pleasure.
and she said. Aisha aside, Norn might prefer something more subdued.
Not gonna lie, guilty pleasure that I have is Redo of Healer. That show's fucking hilarious, dude. Holy shit, that show's fucking hilarious. Like you watch that with friends, and holy shit, do things go wild? That that show's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my gosh, and the scenes are so memorable too. They stay in your head, implanted, like core memories in like Inside Out, the Pixar movie. They're like core memories in your head. They stay there. They stay there. And it's so fucking hilarious. I liked Redo as well. I laughed so hard at the one point. Oh, dude, he gets that thing out of the fucking fireplace, and he's like, "Which rod do you want?" It's fucking hilarious, dude. I don't think it's bad enough to feel guilty about. In that case, what is my, like, what's a guilty pleasure that I have? Like, fuck, what's a guilty pleasure that I have? I don't like the manga, not the anime. Now that's fucking weird. You're based, bro. I should try to see it with the bros. Oh, it's fucking hilarious, dude. Yeah. Dude, redo a peeler with some friends. Oh my gosh, that shit's legendary, dude. Oh, that shit's fucking chef's kiss. Uh, Not redo here, by the way. I'm talking about Komi. Oh. Yeah, Komi is pretty fucking average, pretty fucking mid from what the fucking reviews say, so I guess it's not a guilty pleasure. So, yeah, I guess Redo of Healer is more of a guilty pleasure than Komi Can Communicate. So, yeah, I have the true one. I am better than you. Just kidding. No. Yeah, let's continue.
Shouldn't we avoid such a big celebration? And with that, I was brought back to reality. Point 1. We're not nobles, so celebrating in our house would be considered enough. After that, Roxy patted me on the head and said because I never got to celebrate Rudy's 15th birthday, I'm excited to. Although I didn't really care about my 15th birthday. Well, because Roxy is stroking my head, I'll let myself be spoiled. Like a cat. At any rate, my plans might have been overkill. I woke up thanks to Roxy. For the time being, let's think of a good way to have a two-person celebration as a family. So we decided to discuss it with everyone, except Norn and Aisha. Part 2. Late at night, we held a meeting in the basement. The entire family, except Norn and Aisha,
beautiful.
sat around one dimly lit candle. Welcome, in the darkness. Excuse me, Rudy, I need a bit more light to be able to write. Roxy, acting as the record keeper, interrupted the greetings to complain.
Hold up. Big brain theory time. For all of y'all that watched Redo of Healer, have we become so desensitized to anime sexual content that we see the stuff in Mushoku Tensei and just see that as that's fine when it's like really, really bad in reality? No, I still think Rudy is looking at a girl like with sexual arousement isn't that bad. So I don't think it's I don't think it's that big of a deal. Sure, there are scenes that are really fucking weird, but yeah, in the web novel, yeah, I could see some really fucked up shit in the fucking. I could see some really fucked up shit like that the writer wrote. So yeah, but we definitely have become desensitized to some scenes. Like if you've seen Redo of Healer, you shouldn't be thrown off too much by the shit you see in Mushoku Tensei. Notably, Rudius goggling over Roxy's fucking pregnant tummy, which is fucking getting sexually aroused by that's fucking weird. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's just go back to here.
Is important. No, if the light leaks out, Aisha may notice. In the first place, why are we hiding?
I was new
Even if
to
you ask
anime,
why,
and
I wonder if it's okay not to hide it. For example, you'd expect to receive a gift in return for anything you gave on Valentine's Day.
I couldn't get
2.
through the first episode.
Hiding the preparations will be difficult.
So
they will enjoy the celebration all the same.
I haven't watched.
And, Lilia, in terms of preparations, not hiding them might be easier.
When I first watched
that's right. Rather than focusing on sneaking around, we should focus on magnificent
Honestly,
preparations.
never realized there were weird things
that's right.
until I read.
We don't need to go out of our way to cover it up. Thinking back, Both my 5th
That's
and 10th birthdays were
desensitized
surprise
right
parties.
there.
So naturally,
If you couldn't
I thought
tell there were
surprise parties were the norm.
controversies, yeah, you're
Thinking about
definitely
it,
desensitized,
both Norn and
bro.
Aisha expect a celebration. In that case, there's no reason not to tell them. Then, we should involve them in the preparations. Let's do it in a big way. That way, we won't need to worry about buying gifts. Aisha is on good terms with all the merchants in the shopping district. And if I'm sneaking around like this,
Like the
Aisha might say something
mafia
like
boss
Oniken isn't
she
here, he must be
is.
out buying lovely panties.
Yes.
And follow me. Of course, I don't intend to buy panties. That's just a parable. Well, the other day, I did go out to buy panties to have Sylvie wear, and Aisha was grinning when she saw me, so it's not really a parable. But, the presents should still be kept secret. At Eris's words, everyone nodded in agreement. The presents may be secret, but wouldn't it be good to discuss what we plan to get them? Sylvie said that after Eris. What she said was reasonable. On that day, my 2 popular sisters would be getting many gifts. Norn, who's popular in the student council and the SS, and Aisha, who's popular in the shopping district and the mercenary company. If 2 random people give them the same gift, then there's no helping it. But we should try to avoid that within the family at least. So, what does everyone think? Let's decide now. And so, the meeting's agenda changed to the contents of their presents. Though, everyone already seems to have decided in advance to some extent. Lilia planned to give Norn a handkerchief, and Aisha an apron.
Gray
Sylvie planned
area
to give Norn a book,
characters.
and Aisha a quill pen.
Yeah, of course
Roxy
they're
planned to give Norn
interesting.
custom-made armor,
They're
and
like
Aisha a
normal
trowel, magic
people.
tool,
What the
or
fuck
gardening.
do you expect?
Eris planned to give Norn a sword belt,
Of course
and
they're
Aisha a
interesting.
normal belt. They seemed to know what gifts to get for each of them. Everyone seems to have put in a lot of thought. Of course, I did too. I decided to give Norn a figurine of Paul. The first started production on a few days ago. Paul loved Norn, he wanted to see her become an adult more than anyone else. He would have shown her a heartwarming face. Well, anyway. However, in regards to Aisha's gift, I'm at a loss. I don't know what she would want. Aisha seems to like cute things. She has girly hobbies that you wouldn't expect because of her tremendous talent. She likes cute frilly clothes and cheesy glittery accessories. That's also good though. But, recently she's been receiving consultation fees from the Rudo Mercenary Company, so she can afford to buy whatever she wants. Just to be thorough, may I hear what everyone got for their own coming-of-age ceremonies? I decided to ask everyone for the time being. Research is important. It was a long time ago, but I received a hair ornament from my parents. It was white and a little feminine. Lilia said that. I don't know what Lilia was like when she was 15 years old, but she doesn't seem like someone who would have worn accessories. After all, she spent most of her youth training in a dojo. Because of the Metastasis event, I didn't have any celebration. But I did get various gifts from Ariel, like clothes and shoes. Sylvie received clothing. Until she was 20, she always dressed boyishly, at least when she was in public. I wonder if those clothes were her gift. I didn't receive anything in particular. The Meagard race doesn't have such a custom. Is that the case, Roxy? But, you like the hat we gave you as your wedding present. Rudyard recognized me as a warrior. And from Rudius. Eris, that's an embarrassing thing to say. Eris and I had our first time together. It was an equal exchange. Come to think of it, Aisha favors me. Could it be, would she be happy to receive me? 3. Definitely not like that. Aisha isn't Eris and I
That
won't.
wasn't exactly on her 15th birthday, I don't think. I think that was a little bit after, but... Was that exactly the same day? I can't remember. Anyway, details don't matter. Sure, Eris, sure.
Go along with that. But before going that far, in a restaurant with a view of the sea, I would dedicate a toast to her eyes. Going back to a room, staying with her to the end, until she falls asleep. Treating her like Cinderella for a single night. Even saying it is embarrassing. I'm not a valuable enough gift. I haven't figured out what to give to Aisha. Aisha-chan would like anything as long as it's from Rudy. Sylvie said that with a laugh. Maybe so, but that's why.
This day
That's
after,
exactly
you
why.
think?
I want to give her something especially good.
Yeah.
Better yet, I could
sounds
get her
about
something
right.
expensive that she can't
Oh.
afford. Like a 100,000 carat diamond. If I ask Orsted, he should know a place.
So when she refers to that, she means seeing Rudius get absolutely fisted by Orsted. That is a good present. Yeah, that is a good present. Yeah. 100%, yeah. Good present, good present, good present.
I wouldn't even hesitate to go into the belly of a behemoth. My gift to Rudy was the best thing I'd ever received. Roxy's statement was sobering. You're right. I see. I'll try that. I got my answer, and nodded deeply. My gift was decided. Part 3. Then, over several meetings, preparations advanced at a steady pace. We planned the day and asked Aisha and Norn to keep their schedules open. They were delighted to have a birthday party. Although I thought Norn would say that's too much. She honestly said thank you. And lowered her head. This honest attitude was rare for Norn.
What a godlike experience. Eris's birthday was when Rudyard called Eris a warrior. I think that was the day before Rudy got fisted. Or donut hold. So, yeah. That's a good birthday present. Seeing absolutely everyone you know get fucking obliterated. Nice.
Come to think of it, Norn is normally distant, but that's only at school. Because of her position at school, that may be unavoidable. Aisha's reaction was great. With an excited face. At least that's what I expected, but her reaction was different. She had a surprised expression and muttered, "I see, so I'm an adult now." As if I only just noticed. Because she was so clever, I wonder if she always thought of herself as an adult. If you'd like, I can tell you that you've always been mature. No, stop that. I am not an adult who can call other people adults with confidence. If I say something bossy here, I'll likely be ashamed in the future. Anyway, they've been notified, now they just have to wait. Part 4. The day of the event. Norn went to school as usual. I'll return as soon as possible. Norn seems to be looking forward to it. Aisha also left for the mercenary office early that morning. Although, she returned before noon. She seems to have finished most of her work ahead of time. I thought she would come back with gifts from the employees, but she was empty-handed. Did they give you anything? They congratulated me for my birthday. But the beast race doesn't have that kind of custom. However, various people congratulated her, so she seems to be in a good mood. I wonder if her acquaintances in the shopping district did anything for her. Well, she is just a customer. Generally, you wouldn't hold a celebration for a customer. What's important is the spirit. It's important to congratulate. Hey, Ani-san. Can I watch the preparations?
Oni-san.
Oh, of course. I went to help in the dining room, while Aisha watched our preparations come together. Lilia and Sylvie moving between the kitchen and dining room. Eris and Roxy bringing back mountains of ingredients. Me putting up decorations in between helping them. Silently, Aisha watched. Today is her day, so she can enjoy watching, and although it's hard to tell while we're still in the middle of the preparations, everything should be done by the evening. She's just watching. As if to keep herself from interfering, Aisha watched expressionlessly. Midway through, Zenith sat down next to her, and silently patted her head. Leo also came and laid his head on Aisha's knee. Every now and then someone would leave to tend to Aru's when he cried, then return. Lucy came and asked Aisha, "Want to play?" And Aisha smiled saying, "I'm sorry, I'm actually a little busy." With absolute patience, without moving, she watched. I don't know what she's thinking about. Maybe she's thinking about what it means to be an adult. Or maybe she's thinking what bad skills. I don't know. Meanwhile, the afternoon became evening. While Aisha watched, the preparations had been steadily completed. The dining room was decorated. In the corner of the room, presents for the two had been stacked, piled like a mountain. On the table, food was put out to cool. The main course will be started after Norn returns. After that, we were only waiting for Norn to return. I wonder if she's behind schedule. We'll have to go get her if it gets too late. Although I thought Norn said she would come home early. I'm here. Norn was carrying so many gifts she could barely hold them in both of her arms. She had large bouquets in her left hand. And she carried a wooden box, a hair ornament, some strangely shaped objects, and a broken bag in her right arm. I'm sorry I'm late. I had a lot of stuff to carry back. I was going to leave it in my dormitory, but I couldn't fit it in my closet. While I was bringing everything home, my bag broke on the way. At school, she was congratulated by a lot of people, and seems to have gotten a lot of gifts. It's only natural for so many people at school to celebrate Norn's 15th birthday. As expected of the student council president. Hopefully she didn't get anything weird. Like hair-filled cookies. Anyway, I welcome Norn, now we can start the celebration in full swing. Part 5. The flow of the party was the same as the dual birthday party they had a few years ago. I had a few opening remarks. I gave a short speech about how after their 15th birthday the world will recognize them as adults. I didn't think I'd ever give that sort of speech, but that's what I ended up doing. I slipped and carelessly said something bossy. Mostly, I talked about the attitude of an adult. You may not have to ask permission to do things from now on, but you have to be responsible, like Sylvie. You mustn't forget to keep learning, like Roxy. And to have a goal, like Eris. Point 4. Then Lilia talked about when Paul and Zenith were young, and when Norn and Aisha were born. When Zenith patted her on the head halfway through, she was almost on the brink of tears. After that, we presented their gifts. Opening her gifts, Norn smiled like a blooming flower. She especially liked the armor Roxy had custom made for her. Roxy had the armor modeled after Paul's old armor that's on display in Zenith's room. Its size was adjusted to fit Norn, and the chest was altered for a woman to comfortably wear. Together with Eris's sword belt, and Paul's beloved sword at her waist, she looked like a swordsman from head to toe. Roxy and Eris must have remembered Norn asking about becoming an adventurer before. The figurine I made of Paul was given last. It's my masterpiece, standing at 30 centimeters tall, you can even see the emotion on his face. I had to make it from my memory, in a modern Japanese sense it might be classified as something I can't afford to mess up. 5. This world doesn't have photographs. Just by looking at the figurine, you couldn't help but remember Paul. Norn received him with tears in her eyes. Then after receiving the gift, Norn said, "For this, thank you. From now on I'm an adult, I'll continue working hard. Please continue to support me in the future." Our chests swelled up with emotion, this is good. Lilia also burst into tears. "Norn, you become really excellent." Now, Norn was happy, but what about Aisha? Aisha was also joyful. But, watching her, I felt something was strange. Of course, she's not blatantly frowning. Every time doesn't have to be wow, amazing. Cute. Thank you. Or just what I wanted. Overflowing with joy. On the surface is the usually bright Aisha, who seems to have enjoyed the party. However, I wonder. Something was still strange. The Aisha reflected in my eyes seemed to have cooled down in some way. She was acting almost like she was in a performance, with fake smiles and laughter. I think, maybe because she was watching the preparations. My gift to Aisha was a pendant. A meagered pendant. This, because Rudyard has the original, is a replica. It's not something expensive or genuine, I handmade it. Aisha, this pendant, gave me the chance to grow. Although it may not have any meaning to you. I'm giving it to you as proof that you're an adult. I felt happy when I received mine. So I wanted to give it to Aisha. But, why not Norn? I don't know why. Just, this was something important to me, so it seemed natural. Thank you. Aisha didn't show her happy face. She had a blank expression. And, as if thinking deeply, she stared at the pendant. Part 6. After opening the presents, we enjoyed dinner and the cake. There was also a surprise. Before the night
I
came
have
to a
my
close, more students
analysis
stopped by with gifts
brain
for
on
Norn.
this one. It's like,
They seemed to
how
have
did
bought them
they
in a hurry
enjoy
after
their
hearing about Norn's
gifts?
15th birthday.
Do they
Many people
enjoy
came.
them?
Meeting me, some faces turned blue, but I finished things without any trouble using a shining Rudius brand smile. After all, a smile is the best welcome. Sorry, that's a lie. The moment they saw my smile, they tried to escape. Sylvie caught them, and had them bring their gifts to Norn, so things ended without any trouble. That's just rude, guys. Probably because she got gifts from so many people, Norn's pile of gifts gradually became a mountain. Compared to Aisha, who only had gifts from our family. Aisha smiled at that. A fake smile, masking her discomfort. Other than me, nobody has noticed Aisha's forced smile. Maybe I'm just overinterpreting, Aisha might not care. I wonder if I should discuss it with Sylvie. While I was thinking. Suddenly, I heard something from the front door. I heard a large commotion, and Leo barking. I wonder what it is. Eris grimly picks up her sword from the corner of the room. I wonder if Orsted came. No, there are a lot of people. Orsted wouldn't bring so many people. While thinking that, I went to the front door. When I went outside, I saw a huge number of bad guys. A huge number of hairy guys with sharp teeth were standing at the gate. All of them wore a familiar black cloak. It wouldn't be strange to consider them intimidating. However, their appearance was very rough. Some were hurt, and there were guys with their cloaks in tatters. The two biggest delinquents in town stood at the front. Those two had disheveled hair, as if they'd been quarreling. It's Rainia's fault, because she made a mistake with yesterday's work. We were late, Nano. Ah, of course Persona would say that, Naya. Of course. Because it was Rainia's fault, Nano. I caught the scent of the prey, but that guy was attracted to the smell of our camp, Naya. It took too long to kill because of that, Naya. You shouldn't have done that, Nano. Camping out in such a place is bad. Rainia and Persona. Arguing as usual. Well, it's playful. They're accustomed to it. They were standing next to each other with their hands on each other's backs. Oh, boss Nano. Ah, you guys, greetings, Naya. At Rainia's order, seeing me, they all lowered their heads. Then, I could see something behind them. 3 wooden pallets. 3 piles. Boss. We brought gifts, Naya. We've been in the forest since yesterday, everyone helped out Nano. It was a huge monster. A wild boar-like monster. One you would find living in the woods around this area. At least until yesterday. You guys, you weren't in the office today. It's fine, Naya. We left the minimum number of personnel, Naya. That's right. We adjusted it so there wouldn't be much work today, Nano. That must be why Aisha returned early, because the office was empty. When she got to the office in high spirits, nobody was there. There wasn't any work to do either. She might have thought people would come if she waited, but nobody came as the morning passed. Well, that would explain Aisha's mood. Ah, advisor Naya. Everyone, it's the advisor. I turned around, and saw Aisha. She was looking at everyone in front of the wild boar. What, this? Advisor. Happy birthday. At Persona's words, everyone bowed in unison. Congratulations, congratulations, their loud voices will disturb the neighborhood. This scene looks like something from a Yakuza rally. Then, Aisha lowered her head. Aha. Aisha laughed. Seeing that, as if she couldn't contain it, she laughed. There's so much, I can't eat all of that. Wow, ahahaha. While saying that, in the middle of speaking, she burst into laughter. While she was laughing, everyone could see that she was genuinely happy. Everyone had a relieved expression and smiled brightly. Today I've been witnessing Norn's popularity. But Aisha has been accepted into her own community as well. Hey Oniakan, can I bring everyone into the garden to eat? At that suggestion, when I looked at the crowd, I noticed some guys wagging their tails. I don't know the details of the beast race's traditions, but they'd normally give their prey as a gift, then get to eat it during the festivities. They're hungry, they have saliva dripping from their mouths, and growling stomachs. Oh, of course. At those words, Aisha had a full-faced smile. Part 7. Then a feast began in the garden. Norn guided the stray students who showed up with gifts to join in. The wild boar was put on a fire to roast. And a liquor merchant that Aisha knew from the shopping district supplied drinks. Norn sighed, probably because it was far from a quiet coming-of-age ceremony, and would disturb the neighbors. For the most part Norn didn't have an unhappy face, and didn't say anything to dampen the mood. Aisha seemed to be enjoying it from the bottom of her heart. The feast continued for a while, but became a party after the mercenaries ate their fill. People left by 2s and 3s, until only Aisha was left, and she said. What it means to be an adult. I don't know, but it doesn't seem unpleasant. Compared to Norn's self-awareness, Aisha's words sounded childish. But, it's such a thing. Aisha to Aisha and Norn to Norn. As for people, there are adults and there are children. Regarding Norn and Aisha, I hope they each get closer to their ideal. Yeah, I don't know either. I answered. I think Aisha doesn't have to force herself to act like an adult. Thus Norn and Aisha became 15 years old. Japanese expression involving a nail.
That was a wholesome chapter. I like that one. I like that one. That was pretty good. I'm the good filler. Good filler. Good filler. Yes, good filler. I like that filler. Filler good. Filler good. Yeah. That was nice. That was nice. That was really nice. So how far are we into this intermission? 68%. That's pretty decent. Wouldn't this be a good time to end it? I feel like that's a good time to end it. I don't know. What do y'all think? It's 2 o'clock my time. And I got class tomorrow. In 11 hours to be exact, but doesn't matter too much. Let me just refresh the thing. All right. I think. Let me pull something up here. Since I'm canceling the Norn video that I was making, I think it'd be a good time now with just finishing the most recent thing. The most recent chapter being Norn's 15th birthday. I think it'd be a good idea to perhaps read through the script that I made for Norn's video since I canceled it. Let me think. There's a lot of quotes in here. I'll just go through what I said. So I'll just cover what I said at the end. So basically this video is about the chapter of Norn Greyrat, the Norn Greyrat chapter that went through her perspective and her coming out of her room and all that stuff. Really good shit. Really good shit. And at the end of the video, I wrote this. This chapter is peak Mushoku Tensei. I am baffled to this day that people were shocked that I considered Norn to be one of the best characters in the series. Norn isn't given a lot of focus in these volumes, but this one time she's given the spotlight, she shows to have more depth than almost all the characters in Mushoku Tensei. Norn may not have the most troubling backstory. In fact, she's just a normal kid. But this chapter displays one of the most important aspects to any character in a fictional story: growth. If Norn continued being a stubborn and shy little girl, no one would have given a shit about her. But with this chapter, we're able to see how Norn overcomes her self-hatred. She hates that she's not talented. She hates that she's not as talented as her brother. She hates how she's not leaving her room. She hates how she's approaching this situation. But seeing her overcome this emotional trauma with Rudius's help makes us feel proud of her as she continues to grow from her past mistakes. And while we see Norn repeat a few of these mistakes later on in the next volume, we gradually see her develop into a confident, hardworking, and successful person. And as I see Norn develop into the great person she's aspired to be, you bet your ass I'll be looking back on this chapter with tears in my eyes. And that, my friends, is the end of that video's script. It would have taken a long ass time to make, and I probably would have been on hiatus for a little bit making it, but I think it's fine. I think it's a fine way to go about that script. I wrote like 4 to 5 pages on that for that video, but I think it's fine just going through it like this. So, wow, I'm surprised most of you stayed here for that. So yeah, that was a fun video to like write, not make, because I just abandoned it. But yeah, it was a fun video to write. It was really fun. Yeah. Anyway, as for future streams, I was playing 13 Sentinels before, but it seems like not that many of you are interested in watching me play 13 Sentinels. I don't blame you, it's a visual novel. At times it can be a little slow, but it's a really fun game. I highly recommend this game. This game's really fucking fun. Now, as for the next game that I will probably be playing on one of these streams, Steins Gate Elite. Hopefully y'all haven't seen Steins Gate. This is a fucking fantastic. This was the anime that's based off of this is really fucking good. So can't wait to fucking play this shit. This shit's really fucking good. Really fucking excited to play this. I'll also probably be doing some Genshin Impact streams here and there, but Genshin Impact isn't really a game that you can play for hours upon hours on end, so yeah, yikes. Did you watch the show? Yeah, of course I did. Of course I watched Steins Gate. Steins Gate was really fun. Yeah. And the funny thing is that this game came with a whole ass 8-bit version of Steins Gate. It's really fucking funny. Play the Mushoku Tensei Paul's Adventure game. No, because I don't know what that is. So, yeah, no. I might play the Yakuza games later. If Persona 3 ever gets re-released, I'll play that for sure. But, yeah, since I'll be basically having like a full work schedule, like 40 hours a week sort of shift during the summer, you'll see me be streaming or making videos or whatever like late at night in the Pacific time. So yeah. Which person are you? Slice of life enjoyer, action enjoyer? Both. I do enjoy my fair share of Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist, and this shit. But I also like Golden Time, and I also like my Golden Time, silent voice sort of, and Toradora stuff, you know. Covers Paul's life up to marrying Zenith. I'm not interested in that, in all honesty. I don't think I need to watch that. It's fine. I don't need to watch that. Totes. What the fuck do you mean? Yeah. What other games can I play? Let me look. I have... Maybe after you finish Mushoku Tensei, I recommend to check Classroom of the Elite. Maybe? I don't know. It seems like this kind of show where I wouldn't like... You say like you asked that question, like you asked that question about slice of life in action with the fucking well, anyway, just put like your recommendation. Like I have a pinned comment in the latest meme video. Just go over there for any like recommendations and stuff that you want me to cover. And yeah. So you can put Classroom of the Elite in there. I'll be considering that as my list. So yeah, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a really fun game to go through. I was also thinking about reviewing Vinland Saga, the anime, like a short 4-minute review. Or maybe like doing Mushoku Tensei volume reviews. Like I only did volume 7. Oh man, this song's a bop. Holy shit. This is why I want to play Persona 3, man. This soundtrack's fucking bopping. That fucking song bops, dude. Holy shit, dude. Oh, fuck. Need to lower the volume. Yeah. Oh my gosh, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a good game that I'm thinking about going through. I mean, South Park, The Stick of Truth, would be a good one. Tales of Vesperia. I don't know. I mean, if there's any game that I could see being like a long-term game for me to play, would probably be Genshin Impact, but the game's kind of in a mid state right now, not gonna lie. It's kind of It's not great. So yeah, I don't know. Alright. I think it's about time to call it a day. call it a stream. Oh yeah, forgot to mention the fact. With me ending the reading Mushoku Tensei, I'll probably end off the whole thing with an AMV. I've only made memes up till now, but I feel like an AMV would be a good way to end the readings with. Wouldn't you agree? I feel like making an AMV would be nice. Specifically, let me pull up the song. It's a Persona song. It's a Persona song, but I feel like let me go here. Wait, no, browser. Nope, that ain't it. Go to this one. Yeah, that one. That one's better. All right. Maybe if I separate this. Nope. Oh, hello me. Hello me. How's it going there? You doing well? All right. Back to this anyway. Gotta fucking oh no, I lost it. Where are you? Little piece of shit. Where are you? Nope. There you go. Yeah, I was thinking about using this song. What about for Mushoku Tensei spin-off one of those? I will do that. I will read those. But I was going to do this AMV after the final official volume in the line. So I think that's volume 24 or 25. I'm not 100% sure. But this will happen. This AMV will probably happen before redundancy. But I'll probably use this song and oh my gosh, this thing sounds a banner. I feel like going through the whole series as a whole with this song. Oh. I don't know how all these lyrics are gonna match up exactly, but we'll see. I'll try. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about using it. You think that's a good song choice? I'm not 100% sure. I need for people who finish the web novel, give me some hints here. Give me some hints. Is this a song I should probably use? I'm not 100% sure. Fuck. New subscriber. Daniel, you were on this stream. Hi, Daniel. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, I think it's a really good song, but if it doesn't fit like lyrically, then I can't use it. I have to use lyrics that fit. I have to. I don't know if this is gonna fit. Chat, help me, please, chat. I need to know if these lyrics are good. Shit. I need to pull them up. Let me pull them up. English lyrics. All right. Voice of the wind sheds drops of light on you as he does off. Fuck, this is gonna have to deal with a character death. This doesn't really apply to Paul. Shit, I might not be able to use this. It's such a good song, though. And the beat is exactly what I want for the fucking AMV. Shit. I don't know. I really don't know. The only song that fits Mushoku Tensei is In the End by Linkin Park. I don't want to use Linkin Park, though. I don't want to use Linkin Park. It kind of fits to have an anime song with this. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a character death or something that happens and this will all make sense. Maybe. I don't fucking know. Because, like, I'm pretty sure the Persona 3 protagonist, spoiler alert, dies in the end, so that's why this is, like, about death and shit, so, I wish I could do this. There's also another song that has the same vibe that I want to go for. Oh. Unless it ends on a bad ending. Unless this whole thing ends on a bad ending, which I doubt. I'm pretty sure the Mushoku Tensei author would want to end this on a happy ending, but whatever. With all the slice of life shit, I seriously doubt that he wants a sad ending. But anyway, Persona 4 ending song. Like, this has the vibe that I'm going for, but I don't think the lyrics fit. I don't think they will. I don't think there's a chance in the world that they fit, but, like, it's the vibe. And again, I'm restricting myself to, like, Persona lyrics here, but it's Persona songs here, but they're the songs that implanted in my head, and they're so good. Sorry, I was pulling up something else here. you see the vibe I'm going for, right? You see the vibe. I want that vibe. I want that vibe. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, those are the plans I have for ending the whole reading thing. Ending all the readings, ending it all. Yeah. I mean, of course, if it ends on a sad ending, then I could just pull a hat out of the fucking Mushoku Tensei soundtrack that already exists and just the fucking Paul and Norn OP and just like yeah, heartstrings pulled to the bitch. Yeah, you could do that, but I don't think that'd be a good one. I don't think that'd be one that we'd want to end the whole readings on. I guess unless again Hitogami wins the whole fucking thing, but I doubt that's gonna happen. So yeah. I mean, Rudius's fate is strong, and he's got Orsted on his side, so I think he might win in this situation, you know. I'm pretty sure they're gonna end it with Hitogami. I doubt there's gonna be another turning point like Turning Point 4. But anyway, yeah. So with all that said, thank you all for watching the stream. It was fun. It was enjoyable. And thank you for liking the meme. Be sure to go back into that video, go to the pinned comments, go to my pinned comment. If you want me to cover something other than Mushoku Tensei, be sure to put it in that comment. Or put in this comment section since this is going to be a VOD. So yeah, just put it in this comment section. I don't fucking care. Yeah. So see y'all later. Wish me luck on finals. And yeah. See y'all later. You will not be able to reconnect. Your stream will stop and you will no longer be live. Once I click this yes button, the stream will be gone. Hopefully. Alright, see ya.